The following is a product of Studio 42.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is football time in Texas.
From Studio 42 on HoweEnterprise.com, this is Howe Bulldogs football.
The monkey is off the back. All toes are on the ground. 22 stops in 22.
Howe Bulldogs football is brought to you by Scoggins Funeral Home, Baker Air Conditioning and Heating, Independent Financial, GC Easy, Sonic of Howe.
And Rattler just barrels over a defender and goes Superman at the 32-yard line.
Also brought to you by Michelle Castle Guild Mortgage, Atmos Energy, Corey Hernandez State Farm, Rapid Electric, Brother Plumber, Attorney Micah Belden.
Been caught in the middle of the end zone in the back corner. It's Cooper Jones, and it's touchdown time in Texas.
Also brought to you by Howe Athletic Booster Club, Linda Hamill Insurance, Michelle Carney Photography, Kit Exteriors LLC, TechWave, Night Furniture, Bullard Construction.
And Howe says they have the football. Howe has the football.
Also brought to you by All In Custom Gutters and Christmas Lights, Texella Land and Home Realty Team, Goodfellas Barbershop, Don Smokehouse.
Haley's going to keep it up the middle. He's in. It's touchdown time in Texas. Austin Haley, who usually does it with his arm, does it with his feet.
Now let's open the Rapid Electric tailgate party and join the voice of the Howe Bulldogs, Monty Walker.
The Howe Bulldogs' future just hit warp speed as they drive the distance to Lone Oak without their all-time leading passer behind the wheel. The G-Force sophomore quarterback, Garen Langford, gets his first start on varsity. With a win tonight, Howe can clinch the final playoff spot for a much-needed boost for the program. It's Howe at Lone Oak, and it's football time in Texas.
You're listening to the Rapid Electric tailgate party.
Here's some things to never mess with if you're not a trained professional. Caging a bulldog. Removing copperheads. And electricity. Don't get shocked. Call Rapid Electric. Rapid Electric is here for all your electrical needs. Just like you wouldn't try to become a pro boxer or president. Not a joke. You need a pro to keep your electricity humming. Don't get shocked. Rapid Electric serves the Grayson County area. Call them at 903-421-8100.
I'm attorney Micah Belden, an old school black and white Howe Bulldog. In criminal defense, you need someone who fights like a bulldog. Call me now if you've been investigated, arrested, or charged with a crime in North Texas. My number is 903-744-4252. We'll set up a free consultation. You will find out that I'm rough, tough, and I can't get enough. I'm board certified in criminal law by the Texas Board of Legal Specialization, Principal Office, Sherman, Texas. Visit my website at ShermanCriminalLawyer.com.
You're listening to the Rapid Electric tailgate party. Let's join Monty Walker with this week's Senior Spotlight. The Senior Spotlight is brought to you by Scoggins Funeral Home.
This week's Senior Spotlight is Austin Haley, senior quarterback and safety. Austin, who is your favorite teacher?
Favorite teacher's got to be Coach Forsyth and his psychology class I took sophomore year. That was awesome class. So
what about favorite coach?
Favorite coach, probably Nitzen, just because baseball's my favorite, and Nitzen, that dude, he's like a kid, but he takes things very seriously, so it's a lot of fun with him. So
it seems like Austin Haley's been the quarterback for the Howe Bulldogs for 10 years. Does it seem that way to you?
No, it seems like, last week I was playing my first down as a freshman. It's gone by super fast. And now I'm at my last regular season game, so it's pretty crazy.
You're in a sling this week, sore shoulder, but you tried to carry this team on your back last week. It was a pretty courageous performance. How much pain were you in?
I was in a lot of pain, and I think we all were, the weather and then just the score. We were trying our hardest to come back, and I was doing all I could to win. I know everyone was, and of course it didn't happen like that, but I wouldn't take it back. I wanted to be there with my team in my last home game ever, and I wanted to do what I could to help them win the game, even if I, couldn't even lift my arm. I just wanted to be there for my team, and, we played our hearts out, but we're going to win this week, so.
Now, you recently had a chance to visit with the other two all-time passing leaders for Howe from back in the day. What was that like?
That was an awesome experience. We sat at a table and just talked about, what they accomplished and what they've been doing, and just they were, giving me tips on how I should move forward in life, and what they've done and how they were successful in their high school careers. And then, it was just conversating with some, like some friends, about past experiences and games. It's awesome, and I hope to now just have like a relationship with them and talk about that for the rest of our lives. So.
Now that you're unable to play in your final regular season game, what role do you take on now?
I think it's the same role, a leadership role every week that I've been playing as the quarterback, and I don't think that changes. We have sophomore quarterback Garen. He's going to step up, and we've been working with him this week, and he's going to do a great job. But it's just making sure everybody's in focus and then on the sideline doing what I can to keep everybody in the game, and just like I do. And now I can be able to talk to more defensive guys because I'm not in the field during offense, and just keep their heads up and let them know next play they go get it. So,
any chance you could play in a playoff game?
There's always a chance, I could wake up next week and feel great. So we'll just have to see. That's a big I don't know yet. So we'll see.
Garen Langford, you mentioned him a moment ago. He'll step in and play quarterback. How much will you be trying to help him on the sideline?
I'm gonna be helping him on the sidelines, but man, he's a stud. He's gonna do a great job. I know he's gonna step up. It's a good game for him to get that experience for sure, and I think he's gonna step up. We've been working with him all week, and it's actually been lucky for him. It's been a short week, so he doesn't get as much time to prepare. He's been kind of thrown into it, but he's gonna do a great job. He's been repping it, and he's got it down. He's learns quickly, and he's a stud, like I said. So he'll be good.
So you still have basketball and baseball ahead of you this year. What other things are you involved with at Howe High School?
I'm involved. I'm in National Honor Society. I also do things like God on Campus, big thing we run at school and stuff like that. And I just do a lot of community service up at school and just help out with all the teachers. Like Miss McCall, she runs that all, and so I'm always helping out up there. So,
what's in store for Austin Haley in the future after Howe High School?
What's in store? I'm gonna I'm gonna go hopefully play baseball somewhere in college and just pursue a career in sports physical therapy, and maybe even if that leads to me becoming a coach, if whatever happens. I'd love to be a coach, but for now I'm thinking of becoming a sports physical therapist and helping people out that are hurt like I ended up being hurt. I think it's an awesome thing that you get to connect with somebody like that, and just in like the mental aspect as well, just getting to because I've been through so many injuries and stuff, and I can just connect with them and help people know that you're going to get through it no matter what. So
that's your senior spotlight. All-time leading passer for Howe, Austin Haley.
The Senior Spotlight is brought to you by Scoggins Funeral Home. You're listening to the Rapid Electric Tailgate Party.
Since 2011, Scoggins Funeral Home and Crematory has walked with hundreds of families through the most overwhelming time of their lives. Their job is simple: to make this season a little easier. What you can expect is a no-pressure, people-first philosophy, custom services for memorials that you'll remember forever, and reasonable pricing. Tommy and Bobby K. Scoggins have built a reputation over the past 30 years in the funeral business for making every family feel at home. Visit ScogginsFuneralHome.com or call 903-482-5225.
You might know that State Farm agent Corey Hernandez has great service. Corey is your good neighbor after all. But did you know State Farm has surprisingly great rates too? That's right. State Farm agent Corey Hernandez is here to help you select the right protection at the right price. Corey will make sure you understand your State Farm coverages so you'll know what to expect if the unexpected happens. Call State Farm agent Corey Hernandez at 903-893-8400 or visit insurancequotetexoma.com. When you want the real deal, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
You're listening to the Rapid Electric Tailgate Party. Let's join Blake the Blizzard Burnett for today's District 8 3A Division II Roundup. Roundup is brought to you by Don's Smokehouse.
Howdy, folks. Welcome to the District 8 3A Division II District Roundup. This is the last night of the regular season, so tonight we will have our final 3 senior nights. We want to start by representing the seniors at Lone Oak High School, Blue Ridge High School, and Leonard High School. As tonight, these senior football players, band members, and cheerleaders, this will be their last time at their home stadium. So we'll give a round of applause to the seniors at those 3 high schools to start this off. The district standings as of right now heading into the games tonight are: in first place, we have the Gunner Tigers at 9-0 in regular season play and 4-0 in district. Bells is 7-2. 3-1 in district. Right now, Leonard is in third at a 6-3 record with a 2-2 district record. They own the tiebreaker over Blue Ridge currently. Blue Ridge is 5-4 with a 2-2 record. Blue Ridge has secured a playoff spot. Leonard has not, though. Howe is in 5th spot with a 5-4 record with a 1-3 district record. Lone Oak is in 6th with a 0-9 record and 0-4 in district. Teams that have clinched a playoff spot so far. The Gunner Tigers will be your district champs. They are the 1 seed. The Bells Panthers will be your 2 seed. And Blue Ridge will either be your 3 or 4 seed, depending on how tonight goes. But Blue Ridge has clinched. Teams that can clinch a playoff spot tonight is either Howe or Leonard. A Leonard win and they are in and they will be the 3 seed. Howe needs to win and have Leonard lose to be the 4 seed, and Leonard will be out in that case. If both teams lose tonight, Leonard is in and Howe is not in. If that were to happen and Blue Ridge were to lose as well, Leonard would still be the 3 seed and Blue Ridge the 4. So it gets a little tricky there with those 3 teams. But remember, Blue Ridge has already clinched a spot, either the 3 seed or the 4 seed, depending on tonight's games. Howe will travel to Lone Oak tonight. Howe needs a win and a Leonard loss to make the playoffs. These boys be ready to play tonight because Lone Oak looks to play spoilers to Howe's season. As Lone Oak hasn't won a game all year, senior night at home will be giving it everything they have to win this game. I believe Lone Oak will put up a good fight in the first half, but Howe will have a big fourth quarter to finish the game. Leonard will be hosting Bells tonight. A win and they are in the playoffs, but the Bells slot T isn't slowing down tonight, as Bells has been improving every week and looks to make a deep playoff run again this year. Blue Ridge will be hosting Gunner tonight, as both teams are already in the playoffs. Blue Ridge pulled off a big win last week against Howe in the pouring rain. Gunner looks to get back to the state title game where their season ended last year. Everyone going out to these games tonight have safe travels. Let's hope there is no injuries tonight. Next week, we will have 4 teams representing District 8 playing against District 7 in the bi-district round of the playoffs. Adios.
Today's District 8 3A Division II Roundup is brought to you by Don's Smokehouse.
Don's Smokehouse is located in downtown Howe and is a full-service butcher shop.
You're listening to the Rapid Electric Tailgate Party.
At Grayson Cullen Electric Cooperative, GCEC, we have been around for over 80 years and are governed by 7 principles: open and voluntary membership, democratic member control, members' economic participation, autonomy and independence, education, training, and information, cooperation among cooperatives, and concern for community. One of our communities is Howe, Texas, and GCEC is proud to support the Howe Bulldogs.
This is Michelle Castle with Guild Mortgage, welcoming you to Howe Bulldogs football. Guild has been delivering on the promise of home to hundreds of thousands of people just like you for over 60 years. With a big heart and a desire to serve, we're committed to making life better in our communities. This is where we live, and we're committed to building it with you.
Guild Mortgage Company, Equal Housing Opportunity Company, NMLS number 3274. Michelle Castle, NMLS number 231122. Branch address 714 North Travis Street, Sherman, Texas 75090. All loans subject to underwriter approval. Terms and conditions apply. Subject to change without notice.
Hi, this is Matt Linder with Linda Hamill Insurance. Your home field is where everything happens. And I'm not talking about Bulldog Stadium. We're talking about your home, your car, and your life. For over 30 years, we've been offering bundle discounts on home, auto, and life. We offer Germania and Progressive insurance protection, as well as many others to suit your needs. Call us today at 903-965-4098 or come by and see us at 106 North Broadway in Bells, Texas. That's 903-965-4098.
You're listening to the Rapid Electric Tailgate Party. Welcome to the Linda Hamill Insurance Coaches Corner. Now let's join Monty Walker with Howe Bulldogs head coach Lance Bryan.
All right, Coach, last week didn't go as planned. How much do you think the weather played into the outcome? It probably played some, but both teams were playing in it, and Blue Ridge is a good team, and they've got some good guys up front, and they've got some backs that can really go. And I think as the game progressed, I think everybody got to witness that. They're a tough team to stop. They scored a lot of points this year, and so I don't want to give the weather the credit for what they did. I think they played a good game and they had a good game plan, and they did some stuff that really kind of stymied what we wanted to do offensively, and they had a good plan offensively, and both teams played in the weather, and that's no excuse.
Your quarterback has been struggling through some shoulder issues the past couple of weeks. His performance was about as gritty as you can get last Friday night.
He's a great player, and he's a leader, and he was a unanimous team captain when we did votes earlier this year, and that was player voted on, and so the guys know exactly what he's all about, and he played about as tough a game as you could possibly ask for out of a senior leader. And there were some times where he thought about maybe he should come out, and there was a few times where he refused to let us do it, and it's hard to tell a kid no when he really wants to go back in, and he was really trying to fight all the way through to the finish and help his team win, and he gave us everything he had.
It was a very emotional post game. There's a lot of tears on the field last home game for the seniors. How have your kids responded this week?
I think we've had a really good week of practice. That was obviously a very emotional game. Senior night's always an emotional night for those guys when they play that last game, and we knew we had a lot riding on the game, so there was a little bit added to that. And so, but we talked a lot about after the game and throughout the season. We have to move on, and we can't worry about last week now. We've got to go take care of business this week because it's another huge moment for us. And we talked a lot about how we have a chance to finish the regular season with a winning record, and that hasn't happened here in 5 years. And so the seniors and I, we talked a lot early in the season about what some of our goals and stuff were, and we didn't talk about goals like how many games we'd win or anything like that. I've said that a few times, but one thing we did talk about was how they need to help build a foundation for something that we can build on going into the future. And obviously if we can win this Friday, we finish with a winning record. That's obviously a good place to start.
You had a roster change this week. Talk about that.
We pulled up Michael Weimer, and Mikey's one of those guys that has been a problem for us on the offensive line for a while now. But him going to defensive line, that's primarily the reason why we're pulling him up is for some more depth on the defensive line. We felt like we've had some guys go down. Bryce Crosby going down on the D line made us a little bit thinner in those spots, and so we thought we needed to beef up the line a little bit. But also, it's all credit to him. He's been giving us a lot of problems, like I said, and he's worked really, really hard all year to put himself in a position. And we always challenge the guys that are on JV, whenever they're on scout team, that they're not just a blocking dummy or a shield. We need them to go hard and do their techniques as best they can, even though they might be lined up a little bit differently. And he's one of those guys that's been flashing on for us for a few weeks now, and so we've had our eye on him, and we just think that it's time for him to come up and fill a role.
We'll take a quick time out.
Hi, this is Matt Linder with Linda Hamill Insurance. Your home field is where everything happens. And I'm not talking about Bulldog Stadium. We're talking about your home, your car, and your life. For over 30 years, we've been offering bundle discounts on home, auto, and life. We offer Germania and Progressive Insurance Protection, as well as many others to suit your needs. Call us today at 903-965-4098 or come by and see us at 106 North Broadway in Bells, Texas. That's 903-965-4098.
All right, Coach, the game has been moved to tonight instead of Friday night. How did that come about?
Well, early on in the forecast, it was just rain, chances, and, rain's not a reason to necessarily move a game. There's a lot of moving parts that go into that with officials and bands and sub-varsity games, and it's not something that coaches take lightly, moving games. But when we looked on Monday, we started looking at radars, and there was some thunderstorm chances, and then Tuesday morning yesterday, the chances skyrocketed, and so me and Coach Turner got on the phone with each other, and we jointly made a decision. We mutually agreed that it's in both of our best interests. We're traveling a long way, and we don't want to get stuck in some long lightning delay or have to cancel and come back Saturday or something like that. That would be much more problematic than just moving the game up a day. And so it's also for the safety of travel. I mean, we don't want people traveling in a thunderstorm and metal bleachers. There's obviously that's not good for anybody. And so that's kind of where that all kind of started. We were just looking at it we want to play the game, and it's their senior night. It's our last regular season game, and we wanted to get the thing in, and we didn't want to cancel our sub-varsity, so we moved them all up to Wednesday, so those kids still get a chance to play too, because we didn't want to have to make that decision on Thursday, because then you lose the sub-varsity games. We didn't want to do that to those kids, and so that's kind of the long and short of it.
So your all-time leading quarterback is out, sophomore quarterback. Garen Langford will step in. I'm sure you have all the confidence in the world in there.
We do. He's been the backup quarterback all year, except for, those couple games where he had a cast on his wrist. But even then, we still would get him reps and have him do some handoffs and things like that. And, he was a JV quarterback last year. And, usually at every grade, there's a quarterback in the grade and kind of the guy that plays that position in that grade. And he's the guy for that class. And, he started all year at corner. And so it's one of those situations where even though he's stepping into a bigger role offensively, he's used to the lights. He's used to, being on varsity baseball, varsity football. He started all these games. He's ready for this moment. And, the coaching staff, we knew early on in scrimmages, early on in the year, whenever we saw him play, and we're like, he's going to be all right. He's going to be just fine. And, he's definitely going to be able to step in that role, and we'll do some things differently, because you try to play to the attributes of the player in those positions, and his attributes are a little different than Haley's, and he's actually better at some things. Haley's better at a lot. He's obviously the all-time leading passer. He's good at a lot of things, but we do think there are some things that Garen does better than him, and we're going to try to use those to our advantage.
So if you win this game and Bells goes on to beat Leonard, you're in the playoffs. I would imagine everyone would take that at the beginning of this year.
Definitely. We didn't talk about goals a lot, but obviously, if you line it up enough times, you get into the playoffs. And so, everybody's goal is to make it to the playoffs. I think that's kind of one of those goals that everybody would say at the beginning of the year is the goal. And so that's definitely one of ours. In the back of our mind, we knew that if we won in district, then we'd put ourselves in a position to make the playoffs. And, we're there, and it's pretty good when you're going into week 10. It's the last game of the year, and you got something to play for still. And, these kids haven't had that in a while. And so we think that's a really cool thing, because half of the teams in Texas or whatever, there's a lot of teams that aren't playing for anything tonight, and we are. And so we need to, go out and, soak that in.
And what's it going to take to beat Lone Oak tonight?
They're really good offensively. They have a quarterback that can do a little bit of everything. He's throwing for a bunch of yards. They got a couple of receivers that can really go. Their offensive line plays really, really hard, and they're kind of a gritty group. They're not necessarily the biggest group, but they play really, really hard. And so, they're tough to stop offensively. They've gotten stymied a little bit. They've had some red zone issues, but they've moved the ball a lot. So we've got to make sure we limit big plays and keep them contained. And then defensively, they line up, kind of similarly to us. Sometimes they've kind of bounced around between a couple different, schemes that they're trying to find an answer on defense. And, we think they've kind of settled into a couple things these last few weeks. And so we have a pretty good idea of what we think they're going to do. But it's going to take we might see what they line up in at first, and we might have to make some adjustments if they flip-flop between the two. But same thing, their defensive line plays really, really hard. Those receivers that line up out there, they're playing safety, and so they've got some talent all over the place. And, their record hasn't been real great, but I kind of feel like they're a team that is going in the right direction, and they're kind of getting those guys put into the positions that they need to be in. And, they're going to put it all together at some point, and we just don't want it to be tonight.
Today's Coach's Corner has been brought to you by Linda Hamill Insurance. You're listening to the Rapid Electric Tailgate Party.
Who's your local plumber? Brother Plumber. It's good to know someone local and someone you can trust when your home or office drops the ball.
Main line break, 15 yards.
Brother Plumber is plumb professional and serves not only Howe, but also all of Grayson County. And you can save yourself 10% if you mention Go Bulldogs. Visit us online at brotherplumber.com. We'd love to help. Brother Plumber is one call away at 469-968-4487. Visit us online at brotherplumber.com. Remember, Go Bulldogs.
Independent Financial is proud to support Howe ISD and their hardworking students, teachers, and staff. We share your vision for a brighter tomorrow and a championship season. For every challenge, Independent Financial has you covered. Our team can suggest a wide range of financial products to make your personal banking fast and easy. Plus, we have the know-how to deliver the game-changing business banking solutions. Independent Financial, your community in your corner. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Hey, it's me, Gus the Gopher for Atmos Energy. I dig all around the yard. Occasionally, I bump into a utility line and get a headache. But if you hit one with your shovel, backhoe, or ditch digger, you could cause a gas leak, disrupt service, or worse. So call 811 at least 3 business days before you or someone else digs in your yard to have those underground utility-owned lines marked. It's free and it's the law. You dig what I'm saying? For more on safe digging, visit atmosenergy.com/811.
Austin Haley's coming to the sidelines.
Oh no, let's hope Haley's okay. Caroline, can you get the mic in there?
Coach, I'm starving. I can't keep going.
But you're the starting quarterback.
Coach, I can't help it. I need something quick.
Hang on. Doreen, quick, go to Sonic, get a burger, tots, and a shake.
Make it an M&M blast.
Doreen, make that an M&M blast. Large!
Coach, I'm sorry, but Sonic with Howe is where you get great food and big smiles. It's not just good.
I know, it's Sonic good. Hang on, Doreen, bring me some onion rings. Those things really bring the hammer down.
You're listening to the Rapid Electric Tailgate Party. Today's Howe Bulldogs Flux Capacitor is brought to you by Quick Check Convenience Stores. Now let's join Monty Walker with a time travel through Bulldogs history.
The Howe Bulldogs have to play on Thursday due to rain in the forecast for Friday. The last two Thursday games have been disastrous for Howe, as they were upset a year ago at home against Weatherford Christian 27-20, and in 2018 were hammered by Boyd 33-7, which followed with an internal discipline issue that sidetracked the team for the remainder of the season. For games played on November 3rd, Howe is 6-6, with the first contest coming in 1939 with a 39-0 win over Denison's B team. In 1944, Howe shut out Salina at home 35-0, and in 1960, Howe beat Lindsay 26-6 behind a big night from quarterback Tommy Gailey. In 1961, Howe lost at Royce City, and in 1967 took down Anna 32-7 on huge performances by Jimmy Watson and Lynn Cavender. Howe beat Pottsboro in 1972 in the Cardinals' initial season by a score of 21-0. On this date in 1978, Howe lost at Whitewright 21-0, but in 1989 clinched a playoff spot with a win at Van Alstyne 35-13. In 1995, Howe lost to Anna 20-7, and in 2000 lost at Whitewright 14-7. In 2006, Howe lost to SNS 30-20, and the last game played on this date was in 2017 when Howe traveled to Pilot Point and lost 38-16 in Zach Hudson's final road game as the head coach of the Bulldogs. The Howe Lone Oak series dates back to 1970 when Howe played Lone Oak for the Bi-District Championship in what is now Ron Poe Stadium. That night, Howe, with a 21-12 win, lifted a playoff trophy for the first time ever on the field, although obtaining a Bi-District Championship in 1938 due to Anna using ineligible players. Howe didn't play Lone Oak again until 1992 when they lost 14-6 at Bulldog Stadium. Overall, Lone Oak has won 4 and Howe 3. The Bulldogs have never won at Buffalo Stadium. The last matchup between the two schools took place at Bulldog Stadium in 2019, where Howe won 42-6 behind freshman quarterback Austin Haley's 201 yards passing and 2 touchdowns.
Today's Howe Bulldogs Flux Capacitor is brought to you by Quick Check Convenience Stores.
Quick Check Convenience Stores, moving small towns forward. Family owned and operated in North Texas since 1977.
You're listening to the Rapid Electric Tailgate Party.
Here's some things to never mess with if you're not a trained professional. Caging a bulldog. Removing copperheads. And electricity. Don't get shocked. Call Rapid Electric. Rapid Electric is here for all your electrical needs. Just like you wouldn't try to become a pro boxer or president. Not a joke. You need a pro to keep your electricity humming. Don't get shocked. Rapid Electric serves the Grayson County area. Call them at 903-421-8100. Baker Air Conditioning and Heating has been in business in Howe for over 50 years. They even predate the volleyball program and the marching band. Norman Dickey was the new coach when they opened up. Baker Air Conditioning and Heating has been able to serve the good people of Howe and surrounding areas because, well, they're good people. If you've been told you need expensive repairs, get a second opinion with Baker Air Conditioning and Heating. Call 903-532-6255 or see them at 215 Denny Street. Baker Air Conditioning and Heating.
From Studio 42 on HoweEnterprise.com, this is Howe Bulldogs Football. Today's scene setter is brought to you by Baker Air Conditioning and Heating, proud partner of Bulldogs Athletics.
What does it all come down to? The pre-sunrise summer workouts, the grind, the dedication, the highs, the lows, the wins, the losses, the glorious, the sublime, the electric, the brilliant, the breathtaking, the pain, the journey, all of it, every second of every day. What does it all come down to? Tonight.
Ulmer makes the catch, first down the sideline, still going, look out! He's got the 25, 20, 10, 5, kissing goodbye! It is touchdown time in Texas!
This is it. It's this simple. Win and you're in. No fluff needed. 62 miles from home on a Thursday night, prime time, with a spot on the line. Buckle up.
He's going to spin his way out of another tackle, still going inside the 20 to the 15-yard line. What a run by Antoine Rattler.
It all comes down to this. It's the Howe Bulldogs and the Lone Oak Buffaloes. Here we go. Live from the renovated Buffalo Stadium in Lone Oak, Texas. This is Bulldogs football.
Today's Scene Setter is brought to you by Baker Air Conditioning and Heating, proud partner of Bulldogs Athletics. You're listening to the Rapid Electric Tailgate Party. From Studio 42 on HoweEnterprise.com, this is Howe Bulldogs football. You've been listening to the Rapid Electric Tailgate Party. Football time in Texas is just moments away. Now, with the call of the game, here's the voice of the Howe Bulldogs, Monty Walker.
Well, fellas, it all comes down to this. Just like in the Scene Setter a moment ago that you heard, it all comes down to this. Howe has a chance to have a winning record with a win tonight, and they also would clinch a playoff spot for the first time since 2016. That would be a monumental situation for the Howe Bulldogs, coming off an 0-22 streak coming into the season, Justin White.
Yeah, I know last week was a big letdown, a game that I think a lot of Howe players and fans expected to win, but you gotta put that behind you. You got a big game here tonight. You lose tonight, and you're starting to get ready for basketball. So you can have your hands full. It's Lone Oak. They got senior night. It's their last game of the season. They're 0-9 on the season as well, so they're trying to get their first win as well.
Are you a little under the weather?
I'm playing hurt tonight. So,
but I think the audience can probably tell.
Yeah, so I'm playing about 70-75% tonight. But, hey, we're at the point of the season where you got to play through injuries. You know, we're all a little banged up, so you got to play through. So just a little cold here tonight. I don't think it's COVID or anything, just a cold. But hopefully you can still have a cold now.
Is that what COVID is?
Yeah,
is it not?
I was going to say, can I just have a cold and not have
Does
COVID?
Anybody just get sick anymore without it being some kind of, you got to have a vaccine and stuff?
Exactly.
Maybe that's a little bit too political. So let's get back to the game. At least let's go over the hit exterior starting lineup for the Howe Bulldogs. I'll go over the offense, and up front, that'll be Roman Garbrandt, the left tackle. He's a sophomore. The left guard is Aiden Burris. He's a senior. The center, Malin Walker, a junior, honorable mention all-district a year ago. Brody McCollum, the senior, right guard, and the right tackle, Michael Riddle. He's a junior. Ryan Huff is back this week. That's huge. You need him. He's an all-district honorable mention receiver. He'll be split out to the left. He normally is. 15 catches, 271 yards on the season, 2 touchdowns. He averages 18.07 per catch. That's a big per catch number. For a career, he needs 68 yards for 1,000. 56 catches, 932, and 8 touchdowns through the air. Wide receiver on the other side is Cooper Jones, a junior. So talented, second team all-district a year ago. Leads the team with 546 yards and 28 catches. 9 touchdowns, also leads the team. He's rushed 21 times for 93 yards, 5 touchdowns on the ground. Career-wise, 85 catches, 1,328 yards, and 11 touchdowns. Just outstanding. Slot receiver Colin Murphy, 21 catches, 214 yards. Braden Ulmer, the other slot, he's a sophomore, 25 catches, 373 yards, 3 touchdowns. He had a big touchdown reception a week ago, broke tackles down the sidelines for 54 yards. Your halfback tonight, Antoine Rattler, leads the team in rushes and yards with 162 carries, 1,021 yards at 6.3 yards per carry. He's got 9 touchdowns on the ground. He's also caught 6 balls for 58 yards and 2 touchdowns. Your quarterback tonight is not Austin Haley. He will not be able to suit up tonight. He's got that sore shoulder. So the all-time passing leader for Howe will be on the sidelines with his arm in a sling. Getting the start tonight, sophomore quarterback Garen Langford. 0 out of 1. He had the 1 interception last week late in the game. and other than that, that's it. But the young man, the sophomore, can run. He's very fast. He's very shifty. So a big different look than Austin Haley, but you're going to see Garen Langford out there do some different things. And Coach Bryan said in the coach's show that, hey, he actually does some things better than Austin Haley in some areas. So I would imagine that being mostly on the ground is what he's talking about there. So let's go over the Howe defense. Actually,
do Lone Oak defense?
Justin, go ahead and do the Lone Oak defense.
Okay. Let's start on the defensive line. Corbin Smith, a junior at defensive end. Kason McBride, a sophomore at defensive tackle, along with Peyton Rainbold, also a defensive tackle, a senior. John Williams, defensive end. He leads the team in sacks with 2. At outside linebacker is Aiden Holder, a sophomore. Middle linebacker is Peyton Patterson, a senior. The other outside linebacker is Vance Zolnai. In the secondary, Cameron Womack, a junior at cornerback. Trey Hubbard plays the other quarterback. He is leads the team in interceptions with 2. Austin Jackson, the leading tackler, playing strong safety. He's a junior. And then Luke Holnessian playing the free safety. He is a junior. That's the starting lineup for the defense for Lone Oak.
So for Howe, the starting defense up front will be Tank Turner. Not sure whether it's going to be Michael Riddle or Malin Walker. One of those will start at nose tackle. No Bryce Crosby tonight. Ethan Mayo will get the start at defensive end. There has been a call-up. Mikey Weimer will wear the number 65 tonight, a call-up, sophomore. Outside linebackers, Bo Stevens, who leads the team in tackles with 101. On the other side is Cooper Jones, who has 33. The inside backers, Braden Ulmer with 58 tackles, and Carson Daniels with 69 tackles. The cornerbacks tonight, Tristan Williams with 45 tackles, an interception, and a fumble recovery. And Garen Langford on the other side, G-Force, 49 tackles. The starting safety would be Matt Hayes with 87 tackles, 2 interceptions, and 1 fumble recovery. And also Colin Murphy, the junior, 52 tackles, 3 interceptions. That leads the team. Rushing yards allowed, and we'll get to that your flip side in just a moment, but the defense has allowed 293 rushing yards per game and only 75.5 passing yards per game. So Howe only giving up 217.78 yards per game and had 18 sacks on the year as the Howe Bulldogs come out of the tunnel. Go ahead.
All right, let's start with the Lone Oak offensive line. Left tackle, Preston Ragsdale. Left guard is Camden Norris. Center is Leland Wedeking. Right guard is Peyton Rainbolt. And then right tackle is Vance Zolnai. Wide receiver is Reese Godwin, who's a junior. Other wide receiver is Trey Hubbard, 27 catches, 507 yards, and 5 touchdowns. He's the lead receiver for Lone Oak. The other slot receiver is Luke Holnessian. The other slot receiver is Cameron Womack, 9 catches for 52 yards. Leading rusher is Austin Jackson. He's 119 carries, 609 yards, and 6 touchdowns, averaging 5 yards a carry. And the quarterback is Adrian Gudgel. 97 completions, 209 attempts, 10 touchdowns, 16 interceptions, 1,061 yards, 88 carries for 360 yards rushing with 2 touchdowns. That's the Lone Oak starting offense.
Let's check down with our Night Furniture sideline reporter, Caroline Slauson, for the first time tonight. I know you've got the band right at your back. Let's try to connect. She's a long way on the other side of the field. Let's see if we can connect with Caroline.
Oh, no.
It's a long way away over there. And nothing so far. I know you have to really stop and let's see. Nothing? Nope, nothing.
Wow.
So we may have to try another channel or see if we might have to bring her over on this side. So Lone Oak comes over through their tunnel and they're in their red tops with white pants. They've got an Ole Miss look with the red tops with 2 white stripes over the shoulder pads, white helmets, and the new Buffalo logo, which looks identical to the one on your screen, except it has white through the stripe through the middle of the buffalo. And the captain's making their way out on the field. There you go.
Just in the nick of time.
Yeah, and the captain's making their way out to the coin toss. And we'll check down there and see if we can get any of that.
Whistle. This is Eric. He's going to be setting the ball for you as his umpire.
You guys have been chosen as leaders of your teams, being captains. If there's something Eric and I need your teammates to know, we're going to tell you. We expect you all to tell them, all right? Sportsmanship at all times. All right, you're the visiting team. You're going to get to call toss. Is the coin I'm going to toss. A head is a heads, the eagle is tails.
Austin Haley out there in a sling. And we lost it for just a moment. There's the coin toss. And it looks like Lone Oak won the toss, it appears. As we lost it at the end. It was good for a moment.
Yeah, it was good.
So,
wouldn't that be great if Austin Haley just all of a sudden just took off his like pants, had a pair of shoulder pads on the side, threw it on,
a Halloween costume,
and then just came out there ready to play and fooled everybody.
It appears that Lone Oak is going to start with a football. Is that right, everybody? Did you see that right? I think the Blizzard down there. We haven't talked to the Blizzard yet. For the first time tonight, let's talk to Blake Burnett, who's actually in the room with us. It's a rare occasion.
Yeah, I'm up here in the press box. It's nice. I'm not fighting any weather tonight like I was last week.
Yeah, it's always nice to not be in the rain. And unfortunately, blizzard in the rain sometimes. I think we're ready for the national anthem. Here we go. All right, man.
Yeah.
It's football time in Texas, man. How about that? That's a little different for Friday night football.
Or Thursday night football tonight.
Yes, Thursday night.
Yeah, this is Thursday Night Lights.
So we didn't talk about this in the pregame show, but Thursday nights, the last couple of Thursday nights have not been good for the Howe Bulldogs. As the last Thursday night game was a year ago against Weatherford Christian. You all remember how that turned out. It was one of the biggest upsets in school history, perhaps. And then the last Thursday night prior to that was Vapegate, if you will, over in Boyd back in 2018, I believe. And Howe had a very hard time recovering from that issue and the bus ride home that night, which was a Thursday night. So Thursdays have not been real beneficial to the Bulldogs over the years, but maybe they can stop that tonight. Howe needs to win tonight. If they do, and Leonard loses, Howe will enter the playoffs for the first time since 2016 in that great game against Mineola in Roy City in 2016. And they'll have a winning record if they're able to win tonight. So
I think it's important to note Leonard plays Bells tonight, so that's their opponent. So I'm sure Bells is heavily favored in that game.
Bulldogs need a win, need a big time win, and they're going to start the football game. On defense, it appears they're going to kick off as Jonathan Garcia will do the honors in just a moment. They line up down the line. Howe will be kicking to the left, which is the north, with the Highway 69, right?
Yes.
Right by us with cars going by. Garcia bangs it deep towards the end zone. It's going to be taken at the 1 yard line. Coming up to the middle of the field, down around the 7 yard line, makes a move, a cut. He could go down the sidelines. Look out, 30, all alone. One man to beat is Garcia, the kicker, and he's going to bring him down with his helmet off on the house side of the field at the 47 yard line. Garcia's helmet popped off, but he made a good open field tackle to save the touchdown.
Man, thank goodness for Johnny Garcia, because I'm not sure if it wasn't for him, that was the last line of defense. So the kicker was able to make the tackle, and Lone Oak will have good starting offense, good field position on this first offensive possession.
They'll start it at the 46-yard line on the Howe 46. It's Michael Riddle starting on defense, not Malin Walker at the nose tackle position. Everything else very similar. Just underway. First play of the game coming up, left to right, Lone Oak in their red jerseys, white helmets, white pants. Looks like they may have drawn Howe offside, deep ball, middle of the field, and that one could be, it's going to be caught at the 12-yard line. Langford went up for it, and so did the receiver, Trey Hubbard, and Hubbard came down with it. Already, big play for Lone Oak. I don't think there was a flag, but they're going to spot it at the 13.
Had two receivers bunched on each side and just threw a post pattern downfield and just put the 50-50 ball, and Turner was able to come down with it over Langford. Langford was there, just couldn't come down with the catch.
33 yards on the pass and catch. Here's a swing pass out that's going to be caught and dropped immediately as the receiver at the 10-yard line. Making the catch is Cameron Womack, and that'll be a gain of about 3 to the 11-yard line.
Fake the handoff, they hit Womack there in the flats. A good job by, I didn't see who the Bulldog was that made the tackle, but made an immediate tackle.
Tristan Williams with the tackle.
Okay.
11:04 on the clock, dropping straight back, and a dart over the middle is incomplete as quarterback Adrian Gudgel just threw a laser beam on the left side, and that one falls incomplete. It's third down and a long 6 for Lone Oak.
Got to hit the quick slant, and yeah, just overshot him. Not even close to Goodwin.
Exactly 11 minutes on the clock here in the first quarter, just underway. Gudgel with the number 1 on his back sends the back Jackson to his right. He wants to throw again. 5-step drop across the middle of the end zone. It was caught, and then he got hit by Colin Murphy, and the ball came out. A great job by Murphy right in the middle of the end zone underneath the goalpost to knock that one up, and it's now 4th down and 6.
Threw it, just lofted it just over the middle of the field, right between the F and the A of Buffaloes in the end zone. And as soon as he caught it, made contact with the ball, Colin Murphy made contact with him to jar it loose.
Lone Oak going for it right here on 4th and 6 from the Howe 10-yard line. They have yet to run the ball, thrown on every down. Man goes in motion from right to left. And this time rolling out near side is Gudgel, looking in the corner of the end zone. A dive, and it's incomplete. It must have hit the turf. Lone Oak not real happy about it. I believe it was Hubbard with the diving attempt, and it came out as he was trying to come back to the ball, and Howe will take over on downs.
Roll to his right, and Hubbard tried to catch it almost near the corner of the end zone, the near corner of the end zone there, and just a little bit to his left, and just it scraped the carpet as he made the catch. And so Bulldogs dodge a big bullet there, make a defensive stand on the first possession of the game.
Here come the Bulldogs, and Garen Langford out at quarterback. I would think you would need to get the ball to him immediately. Not only not hand off, but run the ball perhaps, so maybe a swing pass. Langford has the ball go through his hands. Now he's going to roll out right, try to cut it up a little bit, and that's going to be a loss of 2 or 3 as the ball went straight through his hands. He tried to run with it before he got it.
Not a good start there. Went right through past his right shoulder and picked it up and lost 2 or 3. He's lucky he only lost in because he was back at about the 2-yard line and got up to about the 8. So behind the sticks on your first possession with a new quarterback.
3 receivers come near side, 2nd down and 12 we'll call it. The scoreboard says 11. It's more like 12. As Langford barks, Rattler to his left. This will be a handoff to Rattler right side. He's got the edge, and he's got enough to get the first down on the far sideline near the 25-yard line. Rattler needs to have a big game tonight, which means the offensive line needs to have a big game tonight. It's been a while since they've had a big run game.
You know, and that's what I was thinking earlier. I'm going to respectfully disagree with you about getting Langford involved. I want to get Rattler involved and just kind of set the tone for the game, set up the run game, and maybe that will set something up in the pass game for Langford.
So it'll be a new set of downs, 1st and 10 at the 26-yard line. Rattler to the right side of Langford. 2 receivers either side. This is Rattler on the carry. He cuts it up the hash. That's going to be a gain of 6 perhaps. to the 31-yard line.
Read option there, kept it to put in the gut of Rattler. As you said, Rattler cut up, and good tackling by the Buffaloes for a 5-yard gain.
Ball on the left hash. 2nd down and 5 as the last 2 plays have been big runs by Rattler. 9-13, 9-11, 9-10. Looking to the sideline for the play. Play clock at 11. Got to hurry here a little bit. 9, 8, 7.
Come on now.
Langford now gets it. Hands off to Rattler, trying to find the far side. Got the 30. Cut it up to the 35. Cut it up to the 40. And down at the 43-yard line on the far side.
Letting Rattler just go right around that right tackle and then cut up field, use a little bit of that speed. He got some good blocking on the outside, able to get the first down.
At some point, he's going to pop one. You just get the feeling.
You can feel he's getting a lot of yards per clip right now.
8:51 on the clock. It's nice to be able to see the scoreboard.
Yes.
You know, it's at home you don't get that.
You had a big blue tent there last week.
I can actually give you the time. It's nice. This is going to be Langford going to keep it on the read option. He'll surge forward for about a yard or two. There were some exchange problems between he and Rattler for just a second, but Langford decided to keep it, and he makes his way to the 46-yard line.
Langford is probably a little bit of a better runner than Haley, and there on that keeper able to squeak out about 3 yards.
He certainly has more speed.
Yes.
He can run. Remember, Huff needs 38 for 1,000? And Rattler's over 1,000 on the ground. 2nd down and 7. And this will be a jet sweep coming near side. Look, Cooper Jones, and he'll be slammed down at about the 50. A gain of 3 or 4. And Howe will have a 3rd down situation at midfield. 3rd and 3 coming up. Give Jones 4 yards.
They get a block on the outside from Ryan Huff. And now 3rd down and 3. No wild dog yet.
I think you're probably at 2-down territory here, are you not?
I think so.
You're at midfield. You've got a good run game. 7:34 on the clock. It's rolling. 12 on the play clock. Langford wants it, gets it, hands, turns. Rattler dancing a little bit in jail. He's going to get back to the line of scrimmage. That's really the first time that Rattler hasn't been able to gain at least 3 yards.
There's a flag on the play, too.
We'll have to check and see what this one is.
53, Jack Turner kind of shot through the gap and kind of disrupted kind of slowed Rattler down. And then the Buffalo's able to finish him off, and that penalty is on Howe.
It's going to be a hold against Howe. That's not good news. Howe is yet to try to attempt to pass. And now they're going to be in a 3rd down and 13. One thing you can't do is shoot yourself in the foot in games like this. Everything's on the line. You got to play clean. They'll back it up to the 40.
And a team like Lone Oak, who hadn't won a game all season long, or 0-9 coming in tonight, you don't want to give them hope. You want to kind of instill your will right from the jump start and put them away early.
Langford rolling out right, looking to throw, gets a good block down the field, and the ball's going to be incomplete. He was trying to hit the receiver coming across the middle, which I believe was Colin Murphy. And now it'll be 4th down. And they're not going to go for it here, backed up at their own 40-yard line. So Howe will be forced to punt.
And that penalty kills them because they would have probably gone for it 4th and 2, 4th and 3 at around the 50, 49-yard line. But at your own 40, 4th and 13, you're going to have to punt it.
It appears to be Austin Jackson to return this thing, as Howe just went 7 plays and couldn't score. Here's a low line drive end over end kick by Cooper Jones, going to be taken by Jackson at the 25-yard line. Coming near side, looking for daylight. He had it for a moment, breaks a tackle, flag is down. And now Jackson finally is at the 35, tackled by Bo Stevens.
They're going to call a face mask on Aiden Barris there.
Ugh.
Wow.
2 big penalties. You know, you had that a week ago. Big penalties against Howe, and Blue Ridge was able to capitalize on them.
It may be too early right now, guys, but does Howe look crisp coming out?
Again, I think you're right about it being too early. They looked fairly good on offense right there until the penalty.
I was going to say jittery a little bit.
Maybe. I mean, it has to play on you a little bit when Austin Haley's over there with a sling. You know, that psychologically that your leader. I mean,
your leader's out. It's hard to be ready.
There's a penalty against Lone Oak also, so I think these are going to offset. So it'll be first down. Should be from the 35. I think they're going to spot it at the 36. Caroline, do I hear you?
Yeah, I'm just getting connected. But talking about the jittery, it is. I am here back on the Lone Oak side now.
Now I lost you. Go ahead.
And it is a nervous feeling, if you will, on the other side.
Are you a little under the weather too?
No, this is totally normal. No, I'm just joking. You sound like a grown man.
That's not Carl Slauson. That's Caroline Slauson.
Carl.
Yeah.
So are y'all hanging out during the week or what?
I guess so, man. I don't.
Yeah, it's great.
Just get me through this week.
Hey, at least it's not like last week's weather.
Yes.
There you go.
Don't guess me. You were in the box.
True. Ball at the 29. And Lone Oak and Gudgel will now drop back in the gun. One Jackson to his right. And this is going to be a swing pass in the middle of the field. It's going to be caught. Quickly going down the field is O'Hunnison. And he'll be tackled for about 11-yard gain up to the 42-yard line. So that's O'Hunnessian. It's spelled O'Hannessin. Can I buy a vowel? Quickly, Gudgel up the middle. Gudgel. And there's your first, I believe, run play of the night, which goes for a yard from the 41 to the 42-yard line. So O'Hunnessian. And if you're a Lone Oak fan and family, please pardon me, I'm doing my best. O'Hunnessian is what I understand from the guy in the press box. So it's second down and 9. Left to right goes the Lone Oak Buffaloes. 6:18 on the clock here in the first. Man goes in motion is O'Hunnessian. And swing pass out Jackson. It's almost picked off by Ethan Mayo. He read it perfectly. They were setting up the screen pass to Austin Jackson. Mayo picked it out of the sky but couldn't haul it in.
Mayo on that right side, he read it all the way and just waited for the ball to be thrown, and went right to his hands and just dropped it. Couldn't hang on to it.
Third down and 9 coming up. Gudgel wants the ball. Drops back 3 steps. Looks left side. Hammers it deep down the field in and out of the hands of his receiver. He overshot his intended receiver, Womack. And it'll now be fourth down and 9 from their own 42. And I would imagine this is punt time once again. And if I'm Howe, I'm happy with the fact that they're throwing the football so much.
Yeah, they come in averaging 148 yards on the ground, 122 passing, so they're going kind of against their norm. And Gudgel's got a pretty good cannon now. He's not shown very much accuracy necessarily, but he's got a pretty good cannon.
Jones to return this will stand at his own 26-yard line. Gudgel will punt it away on 4th and 9. 6:05 on the clock. It's a short kick to the right side off the side of his foot. Going to bounce at the 42-yard line, straight up and down, and roll back to the 42. And Howe will start there, 58 yards away from pay dirt.
Well, good defensive stand by the Howe defense. And second possession here for the offense for Garen Langford. I'd like to see a little bit more Rattler involved, and then maybe get things comfortable for Garen to throw the ball.
You know, it's also could be a big night for Braden Ulmer, maybe on jet sweeps and stuff like that. Ulmer's got a lot of speed, and the Howe offense comes back on the field. Carson Daniels on offense. You might see some Matt Hayes a little bit tonight in the backfield also. 5:54 on the clock.
I think that's the thing you got to remember is you've got playmakers to get the ball to. It's not just you that's got to do everything. You got Cooper Jones, you got Rattler, you got Huff, you got Ulmer.
1st and 10. Howe from the 37-yard line. Rattler to the right side of the offensive line for a yard. Trying to find that edge from the left hash. Goes past to the right hash, but only gains a yard.
You got Aiden Burris and Roman Garbrandt pulling tackles and pulling guard and tackle, leading the way on that short run, but Rattler only able to get a yard out of it.
Second down and 9. 5:28 on the clock in the first. No score from Lone Oak on a beautifully renovated field and press box. It's very nice up here, and I would say if you're If anyone in the Howe ISD administration is listening, this would be a great model for a revamped press box situation. We're all happy up here. Handoff, Rattler up the middle. This time he squirts through for a little bit, maybe for about 5 to the 47, 48-yard line. So now it's going to set up 3rd and 4 for the Bulldogs. One pass attempt so far for the sophomore Garen Langford.
Guys, I was going to give you a scoring update. 7-6 is the score. Bells over Leonard. First quarter, 9:36 left.
All right. Thank you very much, Caroline, our Night Furniture sideline reporter. 3rd and 4 coming up here from Lone Oak as Langford in the gun. Hands off Rattler. Right side, squirts free. I think he's got a first down. And I don't see any flags. Blizzard, any flags? They're moving the chains.
No flags, a yard past the first down marker there for Radley.
So mark that at the 48. I had my marker wrong a moment ago. So it was at the 44, I believe. Is that right? So the ball at the 48 now. I do know that. 1st and 10, right to left. Daniels in the gun. Here comes Langford, just going to run the ball, flag down, and this may be a blocking infraction. Langford got about 5 or 6 yards, but I think this one's going to be coming back.
You had a quarterback design run, you had a couple of pulling guards and receivers on the outside, and unfortunately you got so many of those people blocking on the outside, you may get called for a holding.
Again, it is a hold. It's against Howe. Huff on the outside. It is in his area. I'm not saying it was on Huff, but it was in that area. So holding call is 10 yards. So again, Howe getting around midfield and then going backwards, and you just can't do that. So that'll spot it at the 38-yard line.
Well, I guess Howe is just kind of taking what the defense gives him. I mean, this defense for Lone Oak allows 437 yards a game, 331 on the ground. So offenses have made a living against Lone Oak, and that's what the Bulldogs are doing tonight.
3 down linemen for the Buffaloes. As Langford has Rattler to his left. He hands off to him on the right side and met at the line of scrimmage. Not much doing there. Did he get back? He did. He got a yard. So it'll be 2nd down and 19 coming up for Howe. The penalties have killed the offense, not Lone Oak. The 2 big penalties.
There's some big boys on the interior defensive line for Lone Oak. Corbin Smith, Casey McBride, and they're kind of swallowing up the interior line for Rattler, so there's not a lot of room there.
Scoreboard says 2nd down and 20. I think it's 2nd down and 19. As Langford turns, hands Rattler again up the middle, this time maybe in 2 or 3 yards. Flag down in the secondary. Let's see what this one is. Surely, hopefully it's not another holding call against Howe. Rattler got about 3 yards on the carry, but let's check the penalty. It's against Lone Oak.
I think I saw a face mask maybe somewhere. Blake, did you see it?
It's just a scrum of bodies. I couldn't see them, but the ref called face mask.
Yeah.
So that's a big 15-yarder and gets Howe back in position here on a 2nd down and somewhere around 5 or 6, I believe.
That really bailed out Howe, because the interior running game was starting to be stuffed a lot and not much there. And so Langford was going to have to throw at some point because it was 2nd down and 20. But that bails him out and gives him a fresh set of downs.
Well, it's 1st and 10. Yeah, you're right. 1st and 10 at the 43 of Lone Oak now.
Because it was 2nd down and 20, and he got nothing on that run.
Huge penalty. Huge penalty. So Howe benefits there. Langford turns, hands, Rattler, near side, makes a move on a defender, but a great open field tackle. As bringing down Rattler, I think that was Corbin Johnson, who makes the tackle. The safety came up on Rattler, and it'll be 2nd down and 10 as Rattler just got back to the line of scrimmage.
What do y'all think about Howe's new offense here with the double tight ends out there with Bo Stevens and Ulmer moving to tight end?
Well, it gives them another look to run. I guess extra blockers for Rattler. Second down and 10 coming up. 2:26 on the clock in the first. Handoff. No, this is Garen Langford keeping it around the right edge. He's got a lot of room. 40, 35, racing first down to the 25-yard line. A great ball fake. Houdini, who? Langford.
Boy, that was one of the first times we've seen the speed of Langford on the outside. Faked the handoff, kept it himself around the right side, fooled everybody. And saw a little bit of speed, saw a little high step in there somewhere, and able to get the first down.
He just snuck around.
He did.
He didn't immediately bolt. It's like he was going to see who bought it, who bought the fake. And once he saw he was wide open, he took off and he was racing. 2:17 on the clock. Langford, hands, Rattler, right side, and he's going to be down at the 20, a 5-yard gain there. Rattler averaging over 6 yards a carry coming in tonight. Is averaging about 5 so far tonight, thereabouts. And really hadn't broken one open, but you can see it's coming.
And that really opens things up. Now you know that you cannot just focus on Rattler. You've got to adjust to Langford, his running ability.
Second down and 5. They look to the side. 1:49 and rolling on the clock here in the first quarter. 16 on the play clock. They have the play. Langford wants it with a Rattler to his right. And Langford's going to keep it around the right. And he's got close to a first down, maybe right at the sticks. It's going to be very close. Regardless, it'll be third and very short if he didn't get it.
I thought he got it from. It's on the far side of the field.
And they don't pull the chains anymore, so it's either you got the first down or you're a yard short.
He may be a yard short. Quarterback design run around that right side. He got popped too pretty good at the end of that run.
Well, you can't lose your quarterback tonight, that's for sure. Your emergency quarterback is Ryan Huff, should anything happen to Langford. And Ryan Huff doesn't even remember his final game at Bulldog Stadium. Ball at the 15-yard line, a 5-yard run by Langford. Now we're going wild dog. On third and very short, Cooper Jones, right side's got the first down to the 13-yard line. Big play right there by Cooper Jones.
Peyton Patterson, the middle linebacker, read that. He saw it coming. And he only needed about a yard and got maybe a yard and a half, maybe 2. But Jones is always falling forward, so he couldn't hold it back.
First and 10, staying in wild dog here. Jones, right side. This time he's trapped from behind the line of scrimmage. He might have got back to the line of scrimmage, but he might have lost a yard. We'll see. I think it's a loss.
That was Patterson again shooting through the gaps. That time he held on at the waist and waited for the rest of the cavalry to come and bring down Jones.
12th play of the drive coming up. Second down and 11 coming up. Howe under a minute on the first quarter clock, looking to punch it in for the first time tonight. Langford back in the game. Rattler will stand to his left. 2 receivers near side are Huff and Murphy. Daniels and H-back on the right side. Jones split out wide right. Rattler to the right side. He's got the carry. He's got the 5. He's got the end zone. It's touchdown time in Texas. For the first time tonight, Howe punches it in the end zone and take the first lead and strike first blood 6-0, awaiting the PAT.
Using Rattler on the outside, got some good blocks from a couple of guards, pulling and blocking for him, and able to walk in the end zone, broke a tackle there at the end, and able to walk in the end zone for a touchdown.
You knew it was coming. He was going to break one at any moment, and he did, and he's going to be worn out tonight if they keep carrying him the load like they've done so far in this first quarter. Jonathan Garcia on for the PAT. A new holder is Ryan Huff. The kick is up, and it is good. And Howe has a 7-0 lead with 34 seconds left to go in the first. We'll be right back right after this timeout.
Here's some things to never mess with if you're not a trained professional. Caging a bulldog. Removing copperheads. And electricity. Don't get shocked. Call Rapid Electric. Rapid Electric is here for all your electrical needs. Just like you wouldn't try to become a pro boxer or president. Not a joke. You need a pro to keep your electricity humming. Don't get shocked. Rapid Electric serves the Grayson County area. Call them at 903-421-8100.
I'm attorney Micah Belden, an old-school black and white Howe Bulldog. In criminal defense, you need someone who fights like a bulldog. Call me now if you've been investigated, arrested, or charged with a crime in North Texas. My number is 903-744-4252. We'll set up a free consultation. You will find out that I'm rough, tough, and I can't get enough. I'm board certified in criminal law by the Texas Board of Legal Specialization, Principal Office, Sherman, Texas. Visit my website at shermancriminallawyer.com.
11 plays, 58 yards for the Howe Bulldogs as they drive it and punch it in on a 14-yard touchdown by Antoine Rattler, his 10th of the season. And Howe takes the 7-0 lead with 34 seconds remaining in the first. That's your Hit Exterior scoring drive recap. Just about ready for our second Tech Wave kickoff as Garcia again trying to bang it to the north right here with cars driving by on Highway 69 headed south. Garcia's kick is a little dribbler. Looks like it may be an onside kick, and Rattler, I think, recovered it for Howe. Howe has the football on an onside kick. What a call by Lance Bryan.
Lance Bryan pulling out all the stops there. Lone Oak was not expecting that at all. And just a little dribbler got past the 50, and the Rattler able to jump on it at the 47-yard line. And so Bulldogs getting the ball back here.
Wow, what a call. What a call. And Howe will have it on the Lone Oak side of the field at the 48-yard line. A brilliant call by your Rotary speaker today. He addressed the Rotary Club. Lance Bryan did, and comes out tonight on all stops, as you say. 33 seconds on the clock here in the first, headed still towards the north end zone as the offense comes back out. 1st and 10, right to left. Langford wipes the sweat off his hands on the backside, and this time he's going to roll out right. He's going to keep it. He's got the 50, and he's slung down hard. Going to be a loss of 2 as coming in like a heat-sinking missile from the backside is the Lone Oak safety, I believe.
I believe that was Austin Jackson, the strong safety. He was the lead tackler on that, and he kind of read that all the way. Came from his strong safety position and didn't let up as he threw down Langford in the backfield.
2nd down and 12. Scoreboard says 13, but I think that's going to be the end of the first quarter. Howe, you got a lead. You're 3 quarters away from a playoff berth. 7-0. We'll be right back.
Since 2011, Scoggins Funeral Home and Crematory has walked with hundreds of families through the most overwhelming time of their lives. Their job is simple: to make this season a little easier. What you can expect is a no-pressure, people-first philosophy, custom services for memorials that you'll remember forever, and reasonable pricing. Tommy and Bobby K. Scoggins have built a reputation over the past 30 years in the funeral business for making every family feel at home. Visit ScogginsFuneralHome.com or call 903-482-5225.
If you're a small business owner in Howe, Texas, think about everything you need to help your business succeed. You need a plan, happy customers, and an insurance agent that gets you. My name is Corey Hernandez, and I run a State Farm agency. Because I'm a small business owner myself, I understand the unique needs of local business owners. My office and I will make it easy to choose the right protection for you at the right price. Call State Farm agent Corey Hernandez at 903-893-8400 or visit InsuranceQuoteXoma.com for your small business needs today.
Howe now moving left to right as we flip sides. Ball right at midfield as Langford was dropped for a 2-yard loss a moment ago. He turns, fakes, goes right up the middle. Langford's going to be good for maybe 2 or 3 yards up to the 48-yard line. I think he got the 2 back, so 3rd and 10 coming up.
You're seeing a lot more design runs for Langford, so we're not. They're just. We have. So you don't want to throw one pass, I think, tonight.
Caroline, we're going to check down with you after this play. Yeah, I think you're right. One pass, I believe, and that was incomplete to Murphy. It was intended for Murphy. Man goes in motion from right to left as the H-back Carson Daniels. They look to the side. Rattler stands to the right side of Garen Langford. 11:24 and rolling here in quarter number 2. Howe on top 7-0. 3rd down and just under 10. Langford, handoff Rattler. Shot out of a cannon to the left side, grabs the corner right at the 1st down marker. It's going to be close to a 1st down. Let's talk to Caroline, our Night Furniture sideline reporter.
Yeah, guys, they seem to be on this side of the field. I'm obviously getting a different view. They seem to be very aware of Garen and his running ability. It is very strange, I have to tell you.
I bet it is weird being on the opposite sideline you normally are. Especially with the very deep voice like you have tonight. So not a 1st down. It's going to be 4th and 3. Howe's going for it. Langford's going right up the middle. Left side's going to push and push and push. And I think he's got it. According to the side judge on the far side, Langford got the 1st down. He didn't go immediately and burst through. He kind of picked his hole, and finally went through, and now the officials are talking about it. They're talking about a spot. The line judge had a clear first down, and I thought it was, and now I think they're still talking about it. This is the Dallas chapter officials.
Yeah, he initially got it, but I thought he pushed enough. The offensive line able to move the pile a little bit.
It's got to be a first down. It's got to be a first down.
I don't see how it's
And it is. I mean, they're not going to pull it, but the officials tonight, Paul Funderburg, the referee, this is the same crew that Howe had against Tom Bean. The umpire, Eric McGinnis, the head linesman, Yvonne Buckner, the line judge, Robert Smith, and the back judge, Andrew Curry. It was Smith who called the first down initially. And it's 1st and 10 here. Howe will have it from the Lone Oak 37-yard line. Again, this drive started because of the great onside kick call by the Howe coaching staff. 10:42 and rolling. Daniels goes in motion, handoff Rattler up the middle. He escapes one defender, can't escape the next one. He does get to the second level for a gain of about 3 to the 34-yard line.
Testing that interior defense, that interior line there, able to squeak out a couple of yards. And again, we haven't seen Langford throw much. It appears the game plan right now is just run the ball and not make him have to throw it unless he absolutely has to.
On the last few plays, Howe has done a nice job of running up the middle on perhaps some counters and traps as we hit the 10-minute mark here in quarter number 2. 2nd down and 7 coming up for the Bulldogs as Rattler to the left, and Langford's going to keep it around the left. Langford's got a first down or very close to it. They're actually going to spot him down a couple of yards shy at the 29-yard line.
Also a flag. I believe it's a face mask on Lone Oak.
Well, that would be huge. That would put Howe into penetration territory, as right now the ball is spotted at the 29. That would move Howe down to the 14-yard line and give them a fresh set of downs if that is in fact the case.
They're about to start moving.
They're walking, and they stopped, and now they're going to start walking again. It's a face mask against the Lone Oak. Well, I tell you what, Blizzard, you're always in the know. Always in the know. What are we going to do?
I know. We're going to miss Blizzard next year.
Aaron got his head yanked pretty hard there. It was obvious on that one.
So that play started at the 34, and now we'll go down to the 14 after the 15-yard penalty. 9:47 on the clock. Howe ready. Man in motion is Cooper Jones. They fake the jet sweep to him, give it to Rattler on the right side, right up the middle. In the middle of the field, he'll punch his way towards the 5-yard line at the 7. A 7-yard gain by Rattler.
Rattler has some speed, but he also has a little power when he runs. He doesn't go down with the first hit.
Walter Payton-ish, perhaps, maybe?
Yeah, maybe. 3A Division II version of Payton.
Obviously, yeah. 9:15 on the clock. Howe looks to the side. It's 2nd down and 3 coming up. And the Bulldogs really need to punch it in here. You're talking about putting your foot on their throat and doing it early. Howe needs to do that right now. Daniels goes in motion. Langford's going to keep it around the left edge. Gets back to the line of scrimmage, or did he? Barely. And it's going to be 3rd down and 3. Womack brought him down from the backside.
They put Daniels out on that left side, let him be an extra blocker at that H-back spot, and they're keyed in on Langford. They're trying not to let him beat them.
It's almost as if they need an extra blocker to block the backside. But it's 3rd down and 2. Howe taking their time. 11:10 on the play clock. 8:23 on the game clock. Jones split out wide right. Murphy in the slot. Handoff, Rattler up the middle, and he's in. It's touchdown time in Texas. 7 yards for Rattler, his 2nd touchdown of the night. And Howe extends their lead 13-0, awaiting the PAT. It's Rattler time in Texas.
Good blocking up front. They got a good push, and Rattler just got right behind his line, who just kept pushing forward and able to get into the end zone for his 2nd touchdown of the evening. And Antoine Rattler is going to put this team on his back tonight and hopefully into the playoffs.
Johnny Garcia on for the PAT. The holder is Ryan Huff. Normally Haley. The kick is, I thought that was going to be blocked, and I think it was. into the arms of a Howe Bulldog who is tackled, and that's Bo Stevens, but there's a flag down. We'll have to check that and see what it is. For a moment, I thought it was taking too long for Rodriguez to kick it, and he gave too much time, and it was blocked around the right edge. Let's see what the call is. The officials are discussing it. Caroline, any guesses on this? Their mic's not working down there.
There you go.
I don't, but I will say that I thought the last one was going to be blocked as well, so they're getting to cover that pretty quickly.
This is his first year to kick, and I thought early in the season it was only a matter of time before they were going to get blocked because he was taking a lot of time to get to the ball. But he hasn't done that all season. He really sped things up from Honey Grove on, and I think that's the only time he's actually had one blocked.
He's got a strong leg, too.
I guess it's against Lone Oak, and we'll see what's going to happen here. Apparently, they're asking Coach Bryan what he wants to do, and maybe they're going to move it closer, and Howe may go for 2 here.
Also, I wanted to say Radler's at 97 yards on 15 carries and 2 touchdowns so far.
Wow. So the offense comes on the field. Is that right? Is that what I'm seeing?
Yes. That's it.
It's the Wild Dog.
Yep. Well, it's Cooper.
So Cooper Jones will stand with his feet at the 6-yard line, in between the 6 and the 7. And we'll see what they plan to do here. Garen Langford goes wide to the right. Man in motion is Rattler, and Cooper Jones just kind of walks into the end zone uncontested. And Howe's up 15-0.
I got to tell you, Coop was ready to jump over that ball and took off. And nope, just kidding.
He didn't have
just walk
to,
right
did he?
in.
Yeah. 8:13 on the clock. Howe up 15-0. We'll be right back.
At Grayson Cullen Electric Cooperative, GCEC, we have been around for over 80 years and are governed by 7 principles: open and voluntary membership, democratic member control, members' economic participation, autonomy and independence, education, training, and information, cooperation among cooperatives, and concern for community. One of our communities is Howe, Texas, and GCEC is proud to support the Howe Bulldogs.
This is Michelle Castle with Guild Mortgage, welcoming you to Howe Bulldogs football. Guild has been delivering on the promise of home to hundreds of thousands of people just like you for over 60 years. With a big heart and a desire to serve, we're committed to making life better in our communities. This is where we live, and we're committed to building it with you.
Guild Mortgage Company, Equal Housing Opportunity Company, NMLS number 3274. Michelle Castle, NMLS number 231122. Branch address 714 North Travis Street, Sherman, Texas 75090. All loans subject to underwriter approval. Terms and conditions apply. Subject to change without notice.
8 plays, 48 yards for Howe on your hit exterior scoring drive recap. Took 4 minutes and 16 seconds off the clock. Their previous drive took 5 minutes and 20 seconds off the clock. But Howe scores here on a 7-yard run by Rattler, his second of the night. Cooper Jones goes over for the 2-point conversion. Howe scored because of the onside kick, and it's 15-0. And here's your Tech Wave kickoff. Another squibber down the middle. This time Lone Oak recovers it, and they'll have pretty good field position at their own 46-yard line. It's senior night for Lone Oak. You know they're going to be trying to pull out all stops tonight and stay and try to do anything to get a win and not be, not have the 0-10 stigma attached to them. I've been doing, this is broadcast number 299 for me in Texas high school football.
Wow.
And Logan Turner, the head coach, I did a lot of games where his dad was the head coach at Sulphur Springs, Brad Turner, back in the day when we were doing Denison games. 8:12 on the clock as Howe looks like they were drawing offsides, contact, and whistles before this gets underway. And I believe Michael Weimer into the game for the first time at nose tackle was drawn offsides.
I will tell you guys that Coach Bryan, from the moment that earlier false start happened, or we thought it happened, he told the team to watch out for this.
So it'll be 1st and 5 now as Weimer's guilty of moving across. He's a call-up late in the week. You can see in his first varsity action here, first varsity play he's ever a part of. It's offsides. Oh. So now at the 49-yard line. And this will be a handoff of the middle and big-time speed from Jackson into the Howe secondary. Cooper Jones brings him down, as well as Langford and Murphy, and that's a first down for Lone Oak inside the 37-yard line.
Austin Jackson shot out of a cannon there. Big hole open for him in the offensive line. Here they go quickly.
Buffalo's going fast. Handoff. Jackson again coming near side. Scrape down. Great play by Jones. Slams him down at the 39. He was right in his grill. Get off me.
Austin Jackson trying to get around a corner, and you think long, you think wrong, and Cooper Jones was not waiting, and he came through very quickly and put Jackson down on the carpet.
35-yard line. They'll give him forward progress, which will be a loss of 2. As this will be a handoff to Jackson again. Gingerly up the middle, but then he starts slicing. 5. And I believe Jackson's in for the touchdown, and he is. Lone Oak's on the board for the first time tonight as he just knifed his way through the defense with 7:25 left to go in the second. And Lone Oak cuts the Howe lead 15-6, awaiting the PAT or 2-point conversion coming up.
Howe had a lot of problems with this last week. That read option was Blue Ridge, and doing the same thing here tonight. This time they give it to Jackson, put it in his belly, and he had a big hole to open up and has some good breakaway speed to get in for the end zone, and Lone Oak not going to go away quietly.
O'Hunnessy in and on for the PAT, and that one is good. It's 15-7. Howe in the lead, but Lone Oak just scored. 7:25 left to go in the second. We'll be right back.
Hi, this is Matt Linder with Linda Hamill Insurance. Your home field is where everything happens. And I'm not talking about Bulldog Stadium. We're talking about your home, your car, and your life. For over 30 years, we've been offering bundle discounts on home, auto, and life. We offer Germania and Progressive Insurance protection, as well as many others to suit your needs. Call us today at 903-965-4098 or come by and see us at 106 North Broadway in Bells, Texas. That's 903-965-4098.
Who's your local plumber? Brother Plumber. It's good to know someone local and someone you can trust when your home or office drops the ball.
Main line break, 15 yards.
Brother Plumber is plumb professional and serves not only Howe, but also all of Grayson County. And you can save yourself 10% if you mention Go Bulldogs. Visit us online at brotherplumber.com. We'd love to help. Brother Plumber is one call away at 469-968-4487. Visit us online at brotherplumber.com. Remember, Go Bulldogs.
Well, Lone Oak just scores on a 3-play, 51-yard drive as everything went up the middle. 47 seconds off the clock. That's your hit exterior scoring drive recap. And now the deep ball kickoff, and your Tech Wave kickoff is going to go up the middle. Rattler has it. A lot of room up to the 37-yard line. And Howe will have pretty good field position moving left to right. It was an Austin Jackson 35-yard touchdown that gave Lone Oak their score. It's 15-7.
I really thought that was a very important defensive possession for Howe, as well as for offensively for Lone Oak, because if you could get a stop there, you kind of kill their spirits, kind of take themselves out of it, and kind of realize, okay, we're 0-9. Here we go again. And they score, and now they've got momentum, they got confidence going in. They have hope.
Yep. It was not a good defensive possession up the middle for Howe. 1st and 10, left to right. Langford alone in the backfield. He drops back 2 steps, hammers it deep down the field, going up for the ball, and incomplete as he tried to hit the receiver on the deep ball. And I'm trying to find it. I think that was Matt Hayes floating out there.
It was Matt lined up at tight end and snuck out there, but great defense by Lone Oak.
Peyton Patterson, the linebacker, running coverage, able to knock that away. Single coverage right down the seam.
Patterson has done some nice things for Lone Oak tonight.
Yes.
2nd down and 10 coming up for the Buffaloes, moving left to right, or for Howe rather, moving left to right. 2 receivers near side. Daniels comes in motion, handoff Rattler, and he's got 5 or 6 to the 44-yard line.
One of that last play was just Langford throwing just to kind of keep the defense on us, and now it's like, let's go back to the bread and butter, running Antoine Rattler. I almost called him Spencer Rattler. Running Antoine Rattler.
Well, let's not, please.
Go back to running Rattler between the tackles.
It's 3rd down and 3. This is a big play right here for Howe. I know it's near midfield. It could be 4-down territory, but Howe really needs to convert right here. 6:36 on the clock before the half. Handoff Rattler coming near side. Slipped down for a moment. Hit the line of scrimmage. Not getting it there. Matter of fact, it's going to be 4th and 3. And so without getting any forward progress, now is it 4-down territory?
No, I say
punt.
I say punt now too. Let your defense see if your defense can make a stop.
Ball's at the 45. They need 2 yards.
Maybe try to get them jump off sides, but I think I'm going to punt here.
No indication of a punt team coming on. 16 on the play clock. They're lining up to go for it. Or Blizzard could be right, trying to draw them off sides.
Gainesville Gambler here, maybe going for it.
And now they look to the sideline. 5:48. I think a timeout's going to be called here, and I think they're going to punt. That's what they're going to do. We're going to take 1-2. We'll be right back right after this.
Independent Financial is proud to support Howe ISD and their hardworking students, teachers, and staff. We share your vision for a brighter tomorrow and a championship season. For every challenge, Independent Financial has you covered. Our team can suggest a wide range of financial products to make your personal banking fast and easy. Plus, we have the know-how to deliver the game-changing business banking solutions. Independent Financial, your community in your corner. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Hello, this is Rosie the Skunk for Atmos Energy. You might think I make a bad smell, but it's nothing compared to the rotten egg smell of a gas leak, because that could be dangerous. If you think you smell, see, or hear signs of a leak, don't do anything that might cause a spark. Leave immediately. Then call 911 and Atmos Energy. There's no gray area here. When dealing with gas leaks, it's black and white. For more information, visit atmosenergy.com/gas safety.
On 4th and 3, it appears Howe's going to at least line up in punt formation as Jones will stand inside the 35-yard line at the 34. And he's going to roll around to the right side and then punt it away. It's a kick that's going to bounce at the 25, roll inside the 15, and be downed at the 14-yard line by Tristan Williams. And with 5:37 left to go before the half, Lone Oak is going to have to travel from their own 14 and go 86 yards here.
Well, that was not the popular thing to do, but I think you had to punt that ball.
I think it's a smart thing to do there. It's not fun to punt, is it?
No, but
I mean, in Madden, nobody does that, right? That's a go for it all day on Madden.
Yeah.
Punting's only they only put that in the game to make it look more like football. No one punts.
Yeah, not on Madden. So Lone Oak from their own 14-yard line. And for the first time tonight, we see Malin Walker in at nose tackle. Gudgel from the gun will drop back one step, fire, quick pass out to the right, caught, first down for Lone Oak, just past the sticks at the 26-yard line. And that'll be a first down. 12-yard gain. 5:32 on the clock. It starts. 3 receivers near side. Gudgel claps, wants it, handoff. No, he's going to fire it out to the right side. That's going to be caught. Breaking away down the sideline. Another first down, perhaps, is Hubbard. It's going to be right at the sticks and another first down. That'll be at the 40 or 36-yard line. 10-yard gain.
Well, the defensive backs are playing off quite a bit, and so they're just taking what they give them and let their athletes make something in space, make a play in space.
It's Williams on the far side cornerback, Langford on the near side. Traveling right to left is Lone Oak. They're going to keep it up the middle and busting through. That's Gudgel. He's got some room. Tackled near midfield by Langford. About a 13-yard run and a first down for Lone Oak. Near midfield at the 49.
I think Howe needs to be very aware, if they aren't already, that Lone Oak is starting to get some momentum and they're starting to play with confidence. You can tell by their body language when they, at the end of each play.
We're at the 5-minute mark here in the second quarter. Gudgel drops back 3 steps, looking down the middle. Chased down by Mayo, and now he's cut off. Now he crosses the 15, pushed out of bounds by Langford at the 45-yard line in Lone Oak territory, or in Howe territory, rather.
Second down, 4.
Man, it's just poor tackling by the Bulldogs right now.
He put Bo Stevens in the ankle breaker again on that play.
4:54 on the clock. Right to left goes Lone Oak, and they're red tops, white bottoms, white helmets. Howe in all white, black helmets. Man moves in motion. Gudgel. Hand off to Jackson up the middle, and he's going to be brought down near the first down marker, a 3-yard gain. I think he's just shy of the first down at the 41-yard line, or he's going to be right at it. It's very close.
Tua, he gets through those holes, and he's just being very patient and kind of bounces around a little bit, sees a hole, pokes through it, and able to get him 9 yards out of it.
Officials are going to look at this as, again, they don't measure anymore. But it's right at it.
Are they about to measure?
No way. There's no possible way they're actually going to measure that. Are they? Oh, my goodness. It looks like they might actually.
Breaking news.
Oh, my goodness. Somebody get a picture of this. Are they going to do it? No way.
They are.
They're going to measure. Hey, I never thought I'd get this excited about a measure in my life.
I think it's going to be short for Lone Oak, and it'll be 3rd inches.
This is the first measure I've seen this decade.
But usually they just give it to you if you're close. So
they just round up and go.
I respect the measure.
You just don't see it anymore. They're going to pull the chains. Look at this. Pull it. That's a first down. Wait. How close is this?
This is like a whole yard past it if it's correctly measured.
Let's see what this is.
It's
a first down. As they spot it, when they put the chain down, it's about where the white stripe is on the front of the football. So really, wow, man.
I'm telling you, this Buffalo team, this offense especially, is playing with confidence.
Hanging around.
That's all you want to do is just hang around, give yourself a chance.
2 receivers come near side. Jones bumps out there with them. As Gudgel is in the gun. Jackson to his left. Jackson gets he gets the carry around the left side, and he's slung down pretty hard. A nice play out there by Ethan Mayo. And Braden Ulmer also there, and Bo Stevens in the area. That'll be a loss of a yard.
Well, the first few times we've seen, or at least in a while, that there wasn't nothing in between the tackles.
Now this certainly, if they measured it right now, it would not have been a first down. 2nd down and 11 coming up. Gudgel looks to the side for the play call. Jackson stands to his left. There's some confusion, it looks like. 2 receivers on either side. Claps wants the ball. Gudgel drops straight back, 3-step drop. Hammers it deep down the left side, and that's going to be caught and dropped. It was a great diving attempt by Goodwin, who went up for it over Langford. It was 2-on-2, jersey number 2-on-2, and it falls incomplete at about the 10-yard line. It's 3rd down and 11.
It was just a vertical route downfield and just go up and get the rebound, and Goodwin went up for it, just couldn't come back down with it. When he came down, lost control of the ball.
3rd down and 11 coming up. Howe's got to create pressure up front. Man goes in motion. They fake the hand on the jet sweep. And throwing it deep down the field on a great play, I believe, by Tristan Williams to knock that pass up. He was going for the ball. It can't be a flag. And a great job by Williams. Just an outstanding defensive play by Williams. And that'll create a 4th down and 11.
Yeah, Gudgel moved up in the pocket and tried to throw it kind of on the run to Cameron Womack. Good job by Williams to come from his quarterback position and kind of knock the ball loose. And
I think he was trying to catch the football, was he not? I mean, I thought Williams was going for the ball.
Yeah, Williams was going for the ball. He just ran through the receiver a little early.
Do you think it was pass interference?
I think it was, yes.
Really?
But it doesn't matter what I think. I ain't the ref.
4th down and 11. Lone Oak's going to take a timeout at the 1-minute mark. We'll take 1-2. We'll be right back. Austin Haley's coming to the sidelines.
Oh, no. Let's hope Haley's okay. Caroline, can you get the mic in there?
Coach, I'm starving. I can't keep going.
But you're the starting quarterback.
Coach, I can't help it. I need something quick.
Hang on. 3 Doreen, quick, go to Sonic, get a burger, tots, and a shake.
Make it an M&M blast.
Doreen, make that an M&M blast. Large!
Coach, I'm sorry, but Sonic of Howe is where you get great food and big smiles. It's not just good.
I know, it's Sonic good. Hang on, Doreen, bring me some onion rings. Those things really bring the hammer down.
Here's some things to never mess with if you're not a trained professional. Caging a bulldog. Removing copperheads. And electricity. Don't get shocked. Call Rapid Electric. Rapid Electric is here for all your electrical needs. Just like you wouldn't try to become a pro boxer or president. Not a joke. You need a pro to keep your electricity humming. Don't get shocked. Rapid Electric serves the Grayson County area. Call them at 903-421-8100.
I was wrong. There's 3:53 left to go before the half. 15-7. Howe in the lead. Man goes in motion. Lone Oak rolling out right. One to throw on the run is Gudgel, and he's going to throw it out of bounds and incomplete. And I don't think there's a flag. It appears Howe's going to take over on downs. What a huge play that was for the Bulldogs.
And they needed defensive stand because Lone Oak was starting to move the ball there, but good coverage downfield. I believe they rushed three. Maybe there was a fourth guy there to rush, but moved him out of the pocket, but good coverage on the back end by Howe, not giving up the first down.
3:47 on the clock.
So if you can score here, you get the ball, run the clock down, Howe gets the ball in the second half.
So Howe comes out from their own 42-yard line is where this possession will start. 3:47. Langford in the gun, handoff, Rattler, left side, escapes through from the middle, now left hash, has a first down at the 45-yard line. A great run by Rattler, and the offensive line is starting to move people.
Yeah, they get a big push up front, and Rattler's finding holes, and Rattler's getting a lot of yards per clip.
3:35 on the clock. Langford, Rattler, left side. Again, 5 yards, spins out of a tackle for 7 yards inside the 40 to the 38.
And he's just such a tough runner, doesn't go down with the first initial contact.
You just can't run him 3 straight times like that, can you? I mean, if I'm Lone Oak and I'm a linebacker, I'm keying quarterback all day right here.
Carson's in the game now for Rattler.
2nd down and 3. Good eye there, Blizzard. 2:58 on the clock. It'll be Daniels and Langford in the backfield. This will be Daniels. He's got it left side, close to a first down, a gain of 3 to the 36-yard line. It's going to be a yard short of the first down. 2:41 and rolling here before the Bullard Construction halftime show. Rattler comes back into the game. Langford's going out split wide to the right, so this could be some kind of a wild dog, and it is as Jones goes back in the backfield. On 3rd down and 1. Wild dog coming up. Man in motion is Rattler. They fake it to him on the jet sweep, and Jones busts his way over the needed yardage and is buried at the 31-yard line, but he got the first down by 4 yards.
They hit about the line of scrimmage, maybe the first down marker, and try to swing him over on their hip, tackling, and Cooper Jones just kept going.
2:08 on the clock. Howe comes to the line of scrimmage. Langford and Rattler. Jones at the bottom. Rattler's going to get the carry, trying to find the left corner on the far side. He's got the first down and sprung forward near the 15-yard line. And Rattler just putting the Bulldogs on his shoulders.
Well, we knew this Lone Oak defense was going to be susceptible to the run, and Howe has proven that right now by just giving a dose of Rattler in between the tackles on the outside, and then Rattler just with his power and speed.
16 yards for Rattler there. We're under 2 minutes at 1:40. Howe looks to the side. Offensive coordinator Zach Cater brings in the play. And here's Langford. He's going to keep it up the middle. Now bounces it out right. Hit hard at about the 11-yard line. So a gain of about 5, maybe 4. And Howe wants to punch it in right here and leave 0 time on the clock.
not in a big hurry, but just trying to be efficient, be smart with the clock, and leave no time for Lonoke.
Right at 1 minute now. Rattler to the right of Langford. Second down and 6. Rattler up the middle, bounces, squirts, bounces to the 5. Close to a first down. How many timeouts does Howe have, Blizzard? 2 left?
2 timeouts left.
This is going to be close to a first down here.
Both teams have 2.
This could be is this going to be another measurement?
2 measurements in one game?
That can't happen. No, they just signal for first down and goal for Howe from the 5. You get 1 measurement a decade when we just got it. So here comes Langford and company, left to right, trying to punch it in that south end zone on Highway 69. 48 seconds on the clock. Langford, handoff Rattler. He's got a seam on the left side, skips over a defender into the end zone. It's touchdown time in Texas. Rattler with his 3rd of the night, overlooking Highway 69, and Howe takes a 21-7 lead with a PAT coming up.
Rattler on the right side of Langford went around that left tackle, left corner, got some blocking on the outside, some pullers to block for him, and used again some of his speed and power to get around the edge and get his 3rd touchdown. And Antoine Rattler, I think, has been second, 3rd best player on this team. Really helped this offense, especially in the run game, and open things up in the pass game.
The snap back on the tee. The kick by Garcia is good. It's 22-7. Howe in the lead with 39 seconds left before the Bullard Construction halftime show. We'll be right back.
Baker Air Conditioning and Heating has been in business in Howe for over 50 years. They even predate the volleyball program and the marching band. Norman Dickey was the new coach when they opened up. Baker Air Conditioning and Heating has been able to serve the good people of Howe and surrounding areas because, well, they're good people. If you've been told you need expensive repairs, get a second opinion with Baker Air Conditioning and Heating. Call 903-532-6255 or see them at 215 Denny Street. Baker Air Conditioning and Heating. Austin Haley's coming to the sidelines.
Oh no, let's hope Haley's okay. Caroline, can you get the mic in there?
Coach, I'm starving. I can't keep going.
But you're the starting quarterback.
Coach, I can't help it. I need something quick.
Hang on. Doreen, quick. Go to Sonic, get a burger, tots, and a shake.
Make it an M&M blast.
Doreen, make that an M&M blast. Large.
Coach, I'm sorry, but Sonic of Howe is where you get great food and big smiles. It's not just good.
I know, it's Sonic good. Hang on, Doreen, bring me some onion rings. Those things really bring the hammer down.
Your hit exterior scoring drive recap, 8 plays, 58 yards. Capped off by a 5-yard touchdown by Antoine Rattler. Took 3:08 off the clock, and Howe now has a 22-7 lead over Lone Oak. That's your hit exterior scoring drive recap. Tech Wave kickoff is in the air by Johnny Garcia. Actually, it's bounding on the ground. It bounces off a player. And recovering it is Lone Oak at their own 38-yard line.
At the 38-yard line where Lone will have it first down.
38 seconds left to go before the Bullard Construction halftime show.
Well, I think you finally, I think you did what you wanted to do, was to leave not much time, 38 seconds left to go in the first half, and not give them much time to do anything offensively. Now, they got pretty good field position here at their own 39-yard line. So we'll see what they can do with this much time. If they'll take a shot downfield, I would think they'd maybe try to take one shot downfield and see if they can get something out of it.
First and 10, right to left from their own 39-yard line, and this is going to be a swing out pass to the right side by Gudgel. And that'll be a gain of somewhere around 6 yards to the 46-yard line.
Using the sidelines, try to get out of bounds and stop the clock. Just a quick comeback route.
Actually, a gain of 7 to the 46. 33 seconds on the clock. That took 5 seconds.
We got 2 timeouts left.
Second and 3. Gudgel looks to the sidelines. Austin Jackson will stand to his left and maybe a yard behind him. High snap. Gudgel wants to throw. 3-step drop under pressure. And he fires it, and it's going to be almost intercepted by Bo Stevens in and out of his hands. And that one is incomplete, and it's 3rd down and 3 with 27 seconds.
rolled to his right, trying to get to, I believe that was Hubbard, or maybe that was Jackson downfield, but Bo Stevens was in between Gudgel and Jackson and was reading the quarterback's eyes and almost able to make the interception.
I think there was pressure there from Tank Turner. Right in his face, made him throw it a little quicker than he wanted to, perhaps. 3rd and 3. 3 receivers on the near side, 1 up top. Lone Oak heading right to left from our vantage point. Gudgel drops back, swing pass near side. That's going to be caught. Makes a move on Langford down the sideline. First down, and Carson Daniels drags him out of bounds and smartly lets go as he's out of bounds. And on the catch for Lone Oak was Reese Goodwin. And now with 20 seconds, Lone Oak will have it at the Howe 33-yard line.
And they're going to go, well, I'll say not quickly. Goodwin got some receivers on the outside with some blocking. They got some cooking here.
Gudgel swing pass near side, quick hitter. That's Goodwin again, but this time he slammed down hard. No gain or minimal gain, maybe 2 to the 31-yard line. A timeout's been called. We'll take 1, 2. We'll be right back right after this.
Hey, it's me, Gus the Gopher for Atmos Energy. I dig all around the yard. Occasionally, I bump into a utility line and get a headache. But if you hit one with your shovel, backhoe, or ditch digger, you could cause a gas leak, disrupt service, or worse. So call 811 at least 3 business days before you or someone else digs in your yard to have those underground utility-owned lines marked. It's free and it's the law. You dig what I'm saying? For more on safe digging, visit atmosenergy.com/811.
So this is a situation where Blizzard is normally right about things. We're going to ask you, what are they going to do here? 24 seconds left to go. No. Hang on.
14 seconds.
14. Okay. Tell us what they're going to do.
They've ran the little bubble screen to the outside the last 2 plays. They're going to fake that, and one of the blockers is going to act like he's going to block, but then he's going to go deep. Howe just has to stay on their man here.
So they're headed towards the end zone on the near side. Is that what you're saying? So Lone Oak.
Yeah, this will be a pass to the end zone. And it may be to the other side, too, since Howe's.
Ball's on the near hash.
So you're saying they're going for the home run, huh?
On the near left hash, from right to left. Ball on the 31-yard line. 2nd down and 10. Man goes in motion from left to right. And this is going to be a rollout right from Gudgel, looking backside, setting up the backside. And this is just what he said down in the end zone, and the flag's going to be thrown. As it's going to be pass interference as the receiver, which I think might have been Jackson out of the backfield.
It was Jackson, and Cooper tackled him.
I think Cooper knew he was beat and just...
It might have saved a touchdown, so the pass interference penalty is okay here.
Yeah.
The ball was going to be caught just outside the L in Lone Oak, just on the near side. But I think that's a good penalty.
I think it was too.
On Jones, there's only 6 seconds left in the half.
Yeah, I agree. Because
the ball is going to be spotted now.
15-yard penalty.
Let's see, it's a 15-yard penalty, so it should be at the 16-yard line. There's 6 seconds remaining. We're going to find out if that's a good penalty or not.
They're kicking a field goal, I think.
Yeah.
So it's going to be Hubbard trying what appears to be a 32-yard field goal from the left hash, and now they move and they arrange, and now they're not going for a field goal, and a timeout's been called. I believe Howe called the timeout, and they did. We'll keep it here.
A lot of window dressing there.
Yeah, Hubbard, what isn't a regular kicker, isn't it O'Honnison?
That is correct.
But Hubbard was the one lined up there. That was very different.
Well, normal high school players don't realize who their kicker is.
That's true.
So they just know that they went in kick formation and trying to, do some window dressing, as Justin said. Hey, Caroline, our Night Furniture sideline reporter, she may be on her way up here, actually.
Yeah, I'm up there.
Hey, nacho talk.
Oh, I got them.
Okay. You should have got some jalapenos.
Oh, I got those too.
Okay.
Listen, they already get A+ because they got a credit card machine.
Okay. All right. Miss Front Page, Caroline, our Night Furniture sideline report. If anybody saw the Howe Enterprise this week, her and her sweet son Nash as Spider-Man made the front page on the Howe Enterprise. They were at the Halloween festival. So here we go. As the players come back out on the field, ball spotted at the 16-yard line.
You got 6 seconds left. I guess, what do you think? You got two shots at the end zone?
Well, 6 seconds, it's hard in high school to get 2 shots.
I think you got 1 shot here, maybe. I mean, if it's a quick incomplete pass, you have 2 shots, but incomplete pass doesn't do you anything.
And they
do have 1 timeout.
Yeah.
Gudgel in the gun. Jackson stands to his right. 2 receivers on the left, 1 to the right. Man in motion from left to right. And Gudgel wants to throw in the end zone, up for it, down with it. I think that's a great catch over the middle.
What a catch.
Hubbard scores in between the lone and the oak, about 3 yards deep in the end zone on the north end zone.
That was a great pass by Gudgel, too.
And that was a great catch, too.
Yeah.
There's no time on the clock as that took all 6 seconds. And Lone Oak has life going into the locker room here. They're going to try the PAT. And it will be Hubbard trying the PAT. At least for the moment, it appears that way.
Yeah.
Do they try to go for 2?
They're making Rattler leave the field. I don't understand that. No, that's Ulmer.
I think it's Ulmer.
Hey, I did that once. I got Ulmer confused with Rattler.
It was a touchdown, though, not running off the field.
And now they're going in that crazy formation again. And now, is this a legal shift?
No, Howe called a timeout.
Okay, another timeout. So it looked like Lone Oak was going for 2. That's their apparently that's their fake field goal package where they're going to go for 2 out of that. And that's when they send Hubbard as the kicker, the decoy kicker.
Yeah, they come out and like they're going to kick the field goal and then move some guys to the right side, and then I don't know if they sent somebody out wide but a lot of moving parts there, and that just to make sure everybody's on their assignment. Coach Brown decided to call a timeout.
Your hit exterior scoring drive recap for Lone Oak was 6 plays, 62 yards, and it took all 38 seconds remaining in the half. And it was a 16-yard touchdown from quarterback Adrian Gudgel to his wide receiver Trey Hubbard. And it was a great catch over the middle, right in front of Howe defenders. And now Lone Oak will line up in a traditional 2-point conversion style with Gudgel and Jackson to his right. And this is a surge towards the end zone.
The tight end lined up at quarterback and ran the sneak there.
Was that 51? Was that?
I think it was 54.
John Williams III.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is a 1-touchdown game.
Wow.
And we are at the Bullard Construction halftime show. 22-15, Howe in the lead, but Lone Oak with momentum going into the locker room. We'll be back.
Bullard Construction is owned by former Bulldog Jonathan Bullard. If you're in need of skid steer land clearing, dirt work, a pad site built, construction cleanup, fencing, automatic gates, or even more, contact Bullard Construction at 903-267-9701. They'll give you a free estimate. Bullard Construction is locally owned and operated in Howe, Texas, but serves the North Texas region. Call Bullard Construction at 903-267-9701. 903-267-9701. Here's some things to never mess with if you're not a trained professional. Caging a bulldog, removing copperheads, and electricity. Don't get shocked. Call Rapid Electric. Rapid Electric is here for all your electrical needs. Just like you wouldn't try to become a pro boxer or president. Not a joke. You need a pro to keep your electricity humming. Don't get shocked. Rapid Electric serves the Grayson County area. Call them at 903-421-8100.
I'm attorney Micah Belden, an old school black and white Howe Bulldog. In criminal defense, you need someone who fights like a bulldog. Call me now if you've been investigated, arrested, or charged with a crime in North Texas. My number is 903-744-4252. We'll set up a free consultation. You will find out that I'm rough, tough, and I can't get enough. I'm board certified in criminal law by the Texas Board of Legal Specialization, Principal Office, Sherman, Texas. Visit my website at shermancriminallawyer.com.
All In Custom Gutters and Christmas Lights is proud to sponsor the Pride of Howe High School's Bandsman of the Week. Your hometown Bulldog alumni owned and operated business is here for all your seamless gutter and outdoor Christmas lights needs. Give them a call at 903-819-9183 and let them make your house shine really bright this Christmas. All In Custom Gutters and Christmas Lights. Give them a call at 903-819-9183. All In Custom Gutters and Christmas Lights.
You're listening to the Bullard Construction Halftime Show. Today's Bandsman of the Week is brought to you by All In Custom Gutters and Christmas Lights, a firefighter family-owned business. Call them at 903-819-9183. Now let's join Monty Walker with this week's Bandsman of the Week.
This week's Bandsman of the Week is Gentry Doty. Now, marching season, concert season, how do you feel the Pride of Howe did this year?
Well, marching season, we did really good. We actually placed 4th at area, which means if it was a state year, we would have advanced to state. Unfortunately, it's not, so we stopped at area this year, but we did very well.
You went through the senior night on the field last Friday night. Is it starting to sink in a little bit?
It is starting to sink in because I'm hitting a lot of my lasts now. Now, the rainy senior night wasn't exactly what I was expecting, but it was actually really fun to just kind of joke around in the rain with everyone all soppy and wet.
How good is this year's band performance?
I loved our marching show. I thought like the whole idea of like the stars and like the moon and like everything like revolving around it. Like I thought it was like the most brilliant idea in the world. Apparently it was pretty good since we did get 4th at area, but you know.
You're also a cheerleader. How do you balance that time?
Well, I get asked this question a lot. I like to say that I am very good at prioritizing my time. I don't put things off. I like to, when it's time to do things, you get it done right then and there. You don't ever put anything off.
You play French horn. Your cousin, Caden Garner, plays French horn and said it was because of your influence. Look what you did.
I like to say that I draw a couple people in to play French horn. It's a pretty cool instrument.
Now, Miss Liz says her favorite thing about you is that you're Caden Garner's cousin. What do you think about that?
Well, actually, you know, I am the cool cousin. Caden is just known as my cousin, so.
Basketball season's coming up. Are you excited about that?
I am so excited about basketball. We have a new head coach, Coach Anderson, and she has just came in and really kind of flipped this program around and made us have all more positive attitude towards it and everything. And I'm just really looking forward to a winning season and hopefully a playoff season.
What other things are you involved with at Howe High School?
Everything in Howe High School, I have probably done it or do it at some point. I played volleyball and softball my freshman and sophomore year, but I have set that to the back burner for now. But I play basketball. I'm the FFA president, the band vice president, the cheer co-captain, the Interact Club treasurer, the NHS, and student council historian.
So if they offer it, you're doing it.
Something like that.
That is Gentry Doty, this week's Bandsman of the Week.
Today's Bandsman of the Week is brought to you by All In Custom Gutters and Christmas Lights, a firefighter family-owned business. Call them at 903-819-9183. You're listening to the Bullard Construction Halftime Show. For skid steer clearing, dirt work, and other construction, call Jonathan Bullard at 903-267-9701.
Since 2011, Scoggins Funeral Home and Crematory has walked with hundreds of families through the most overwhelming time of their lives. Their job is simple: to make this season a little easier. What you can expect is a no-pressure, people-first philosophy, custom services for memorials that you'll remember forever, and reasonable pricing. Tommy and Bobby K. Scoggins have built a reputation over the past 30 years in the funeral business for making every family feel at home. Visit Scoggins.funeralhome.com or call 903-482-5225.
Bullard Construction is owned by former Bulldog Jonathan Bullard. If you're in need of skid steer land clearing, dirt work, a pad site build, construction cleanup, fencing, automatic gates, or even more, contact Bullard Construction at 903-267-9701. They'll give you a free estimate. Bullard Construction is locally owned and operated in Howe, Texas, but serves the North Texas region. Call Bullard Construction at 903-267-9701. 903-267-9701.
You might know that State Farm agent Corey Hernandez has great service. Corey is your good neighbor after all. But did you know State Farm has surprisingly great rates too? That's right. State Farm agent Corey Hernandez is here to help you select the right protection at the right price. Corey will make sure you understand your State Farm coverages so you'll know what to expect if the unexpected happens. Call State Farm agent Corey Hernandez at 903-893-8400 or visit insurancequotetexoma.com. When you want the real deal, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
All In Custom Gutters and Christmas Lights is proud to sponsor the Pride of Howe High School's Bandsman of the Week. Your hometown Bulldog alumni owned and operated business is here for all your seamless gutter and outdoor Christmas lights needs. Give them a call at 903-819-9183 and let them make your house shine really bright this Christmas. All In Custom Gutters and Christmas Lights. Give them a call at 903-819-9183. All In Custom Gutters and Christmas Lights.
You're listening to the Bullard Construction Halftime Show. Today's Lady Bulldogs Volleyball Spotlight is brought to you by Independent Financial. Now let's join Monty Walker with this week's Lady Bulldog.
This week's Lady Bulldog Spotlight is Itzel Conejo Garcia. Now, Itzel, have you always gone to school at Howe?
No, I moved here in 7th grade. I came from Sherman, and my mom thought it would be a better school over here, so, I went along with it, and now it's something I really enjoy.
So, was she right? It's better than Sherman, or?
I say it's better than Sherman, but I think just the people around here, the community, the teachers, it brings us all together, and I feel like this is really a family for me.
Speaking of teachers, do you have a favorite teacher over the years since you've been here at Howe?
I love all my teachers. They all really helped me come where I came from. I think the most influential one, though, for me would be Coach Anderson. She came here last year, but she really helped me out through a lot of rough times. And, I would come to school, have down days, and she'd just be there for me.
So it's finally basketball season. Are you excited about that?
Oh, yes, I am. I'm so excited. I've been waiting the whole year for this. We worked out a lot this summer, so it's exciting to be here now.
When did you first start playing basketball?
I actually started playing in a boys and girls club team. I played when I was like 5 with all boys, so I was the only girl, and then I kind of quit for like about 5 years, and I came back. I started playing here for Howe in 7th grade and then just stayed with it. It's become my only sport that I like to play.
How good can this team be?
Oh, this team can be great. We have really improved so much from former years. I think that our spirits, we have all bonded together this summer as well. And just if we keep at it as a family, I think we can really go somewhere great this year.
Tell me about Coach Anderson. What kind of coach is she?
Coach Anderson, she really pushes us. She knows that we can do our best out there. She knows what we can do and what we can't. She has never let us down. She's always there encouraging us. She gets on to us, but we know that it's for the better of us. She has really formed this team into a great family.
Well, what other things are you involved with at Howe High School?
I'm involved with the One Act Play program. I'm also involved with FFA. I do track, National Honor Society.
What are the plans after Howe High School?
I plan on going 2 years to Grayson to study in the biology program, and after I plan to transfer to Corpus Christi to study marine mammalogy and hopefully get involved in the SeaWorld program as a marine trainer.
That is your Lady Bulldog Spotlight. Itzel Conejo Garcia.
Today's Lady Bulldogs Volleyball Spotlight is brought to you by Independent Financial. You're listening to the Bullard Construction Halftime Show. For skid steer clearing, dirt work, and other construction, call Jonathan Bullard at 903-267-9701.
At Grayson Cullen Electric Cooperative, GCEC, we have been around for over 80 years and are governed by 7 principles: open and voluntary membership, democratic member control, members' economic participation, autonomy and independence, education, training, and information, cooperation among cooperatives, and concern for community. One of our communities is Howe, Texas, and GCEC is proud to support the Howe Bulldogs.
This is Michelle Castle with Guild Mortgage, welcoming you to Howe Bulldogs football. Guild has been delivering on the promise of home to hundreds of thousands of people just like you for over 60 years. With a big heart and a desire to serve, we're committed to making life better in our communities. This is where we live, and we're committed to building it with you.
Guild Mortgage Company, Equal Housing Opportunity Company, NMLS number 3274. Michelle Castle, NMLS number 231122. Branch address 714 North Travis Street, Sherman, Texas 75090. All loans subject to underwriter approval. Terms and conditions apply. Subject to change without notice.
Bullard Construction is owned by former Bulldog Jonathan Bullard. If you're in need of skid steer land clearing, dirt work, a pad site built, construction cleanup, fencing, automatic gates, or even more, contact Bullard Construction at 903-267-9701. They'll give you a free estimate. Bullard Construction is locally owned and operated in Howe, Texas, but serves the North Texas region. Call Bullard Construction at 903-267-9701. 903-267-9701. All In Custom Gutters and Christmas Lights is proud to sponsor the Pride of Howe High School's Bandsman of the Week. Your hometown Bulldog alumni owned and operated business is here for all your seamless gutter and outdoor Christmas lights needs. Give them a call at 903-819-9183 and let them make your house shine really bright this Christmas. All In Custom Gutters and Christmas Lights. Give them a call at 903-819-9183. All In Custom Gutters and Christmas Lights.
You're listening to the Bullard Construction Halftime Show. For skid steer clearing, dirt work, and other construction, call Jonathan Bullard at 903-267-9701. Now let's go back to the stadium with Caroline Slauson, Justin White, Jake Roberts, and Blake Burnett.
Welcome in to the Bullard Construction Halftime Show. I am not Carl, Caroline. 22-15 is the score at halftime. Howe on top of Lone Oak at the moment. That last-minute touchdown really took the wind out of us.
Yeah, I mean, Howe did what they wanted to. They got left hardly any time left. I think less than a minute left on the clock.
Yeah,
And then thinking that Lone Oak hasn't shown they can move the ball in big plays, and but they were able to do it there at the end and give them some hope. And that's the thing with teams like this that are 0-9 that haven't won a game. Senior night. You keep giving them a chance and keep letting them stay in it, and that gives them more and more confidence instead of kind of instilling your will and kind of killing their spirit and putting your foot on their throat, if you will. You're making them think that they still have a chance.
Yeah, and it's like you said, you and Monty said during the first or second quarter, man, they just got to hang in there. They just have to hang in there. Blizz, are you on?
Yeah, I'm good.
So talking to both you guys, what is it that we saw problems on offense, problems on defense? What is it that you think that they're in there talking about more? What's their main point?
I think you got to keep running Rattler. He's been the bright spot of this team. I mean, he's got 22 carries. I don't know how many yards he's got. We'll talk about that in a second. But he's the hope that they have right now to kind of just take the wind out of their sails. He's been playing the best game here tonight. If he goes down, or if they are to start to figure him out, then you're gonna have your hands full in the second half.
Yeah, Rattler has to keep being explosive when he gets the ball because he has 22 for 148. Then Guerin has 10 for 37, and Guerin has one really big run and then just a couple 3-4 yard runs where he's barely getting touched and just going down. His big run, he was explosive, but we need to see more explosiveness out of Guerin. And then your big backs in Carson and Cooper, they're not really, they haven't ran the ball much tonight because it's been the Rattler show, but if they start running it in the second half, they need to get more than their 3 yards of carry they're having right now.
A little earlier in the half, I was talking about it with Jake. What is it, this defense was so good that first half of the season. I'm not saying they're not good now, but what is it you think? They're definitely not of the caliber they were. What do y'all think it was that
I believe their confidence got derailed big time when they lost to Gunner and Bells, and they just haven't got back to that confident level they were going into the Gunner game. Because going into the Gunner game, we thought this was one of the best turnaround defenses.
Yeah.
And then they see that now, and the confidence just went downhill, and they haven't got back to where they were.
I think it's a combination of that, and I think when you lose Bryce Crosby, one of your best defensive players, I think that's you compound that together, and then Blue Ridge, things just kind of fell apart as well. The rain didn't help much. And it's just the defenses just seem to unravel week by week.
Yeah, Jake and I were speaking about it earlier, and even though we had talked, on the stat sheet, Bo Stevens is really, has the better numbers than Bryce. Bryce is just he's just a force on this team and on the defense for sure.
Another thing with that, Bo's numbers are better because they run the ball at him. Mm-hmm. They do not run the ball at Bryce Crosby. They run away from Bryce Crosby.
Monty had said this earlier, and he seems to think that fall break had something to do with the the defense not being as well. Do you think that maybe a relaxed time could have done something?
The fall break came after the Leonard game, right? The Monday, Tuesday after Leonard, I believe. And
when they were just on fire.
They just were on fire. So Monty may have some truth to that with the fall break. And I know when I was in school, we didn't have no fall break.
No.
So I don't know about y'all.
Well, we all except Justin went to Howe. I never had a fall break.
I never had one either, so.
All right, well, we will take a break and come back. We'll do some scores. Obviously, we're very interested in scores. We'll look at some highlights and talk about the second half coming up at the Bullard Construction Halftime Show.
Independent Financial is proud to support Howe ISD and their hardworking students, teachers, and staff. We share your vision for a brighter tomorrow and a championship season. For every challenge, Independent Financial has you covered. Our team can suggest a wide range of financial products to make your personal banking fast and easy. Plus, we have the know-how to deliver the game-changing business banking solutions. Independent Financial, your community in your corner. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Who's your local plumber? Brother Plumber. It's good to know someone local and someone you can trust when your home or office drops the ball.
Main line break, 15 yards.
Brother Plumber is plumb professional and serves not only Howe, but also all of Grayson County. And you can save yourself 10% if you mention Go Bulldogs. Visit us online at brotherplumber.com. We'd love to help. Brother Plumber is one call away at 469-968-4487. Visit us online at brotherplumber.com. Remember, Go Bulldogs.
Hi, this is Matt Linder with Linda Hamill Insurance. Your home field is where everything happens. And I'm not talking about Bulldog Stadium. We're talking about your home, your car, and your life. For over 30 years, we've been offering bundled discounts on home, auto, and life. We offer Germania and Progressive Insurance Protection, as well as many others to suit your needs. Call us today at 903-965-4098 or come by and see us at 106 North Broadway in Bells, Texas. That's 903-965-4098.
Welcome back to the Bullard Construction Halftime Show. I'm Caroline. We got Justin, Blizzard, Jake here. Why do I keep saying 30? 22-15. Howe on top of Lone Oak at the half. Looking at some scores around the district, Gunner and Blue Ridge. The Tigers playing the Tigers tonight. Okay. 35-0. The Tigers are on top of Gunner on the Blue Ridge. Yeah, thank you. Bells and Leonard, the score we're all pretty interested in, 42-20 at his halftime there. Bells leading Leonard in that one.
And the reason we have our eye on that one, because if Howe wins this and Leonard loses, Howe is in the playoffs.
Yep.
But Howe has to win, and then obviously right now Leonard is trailing, so that's good news for the Bulldogs. Now you just got to take care of business here at Lone Oak.
Now, is everyone playing tonight?
Pretty much.
Majority of them.
Yeah, majority. I think Sherman was the only North Texas team that wasn't.
Of course they are.
Because I think they play at the Star tomorrow night.
Well.
They don't have to worry about that.
Yeah, they don't have to worry about the Rainers.
Anna and Sulphur Springs tonight, 42-14. Almost halftime in that one. Anna leading the Wildcats. Tioga and White-Wright, 14-21. This is the start of the second quarter, so I'm sure it's different now. But at that point, it was White-Wright 21, Tioga 14. Tom Bean and Trenton 21-8. They show that they're already in the fourth quarter, just the beginning
possession of it. 21-8. Trenton on top of Tom Bean in that one. Bonham and Emory Rains, which did we get? Emory Rains is further down, correct?
It's further down.
It's further
down.
Once I got here, I was like, oh yeah, I know where we're at. Bonham on the road, 37-28. Emory Rains on top of the Warriors in that one. Let's see, just scroll through here. And that's all I have.
Yeah, I think that's all I got too. Do you want to take a break and then, do stats, I guess?
Yeah, we can do stats. Howe leading 22-15 at the half over Lone Oak. We'll start with the Bulldogs stats. No passing yards for Howe in the first half as quarterback Garen Lankford was 0 of 2 passing. Antoine Radler had 22 carries for 148 yards and 3 touchdowns. Garen Lankford 10 carries for 37 yards. Carson Daniels 1 carry for 3 yards. Cooper Jones 4 carries for 13 yards. On defense, the Bulldogs are led by Tristan Williams with 4 tackles, Ethan Mayo 2, Colin Murphy 2, Matt Hayes 3, Garen Lankford 3, Tank Turner 1, Michael Riddle 1, Malin Walker 1, Cooper Jones 2, Braden Ulmer 2, Carson Daniels 2, and Bo Stevens 2. Bo and Ethan Mayo both had a pass breakup in the first half for Howe. We'll go to the Lone Oak stats now. Quarterback Adrian Gudgel has 9 out of 18 passing, 115 yards and 1 touchdown. Running back Austin Jackson 5 carries for 57 yards and a touchdown. Adrian Gudgel has 3 carries for 20 yards. Trey Hubbard, the leading receiver, 4 catches for 65 yards and a touchdown. Cameron Womack 1 catch for 4. Luke Ohannesson 2 catches for 24 yards. Reese Goodwin 2 catches for 22 yards. For Lone Oak, they are led on defense by Austin Jackson with 5, Peyton Peterson with 5, Aiden Holder with 5 tackles, Luke Ohannesson has 5, Cameron Womack has 2, Trey Hubbard 3, Corbin Smith 2, Kason McBride 3, Adrian Gudgel 2, John Williams 1, and Corbin Johnson 4 tackles for Lone Oak. One thing I do want to point out, and this could be a game changer, there has not been a turnover in the football game yet.
Yeah, that's definitely positive for sure, considering last week. All right, we're going to take a quick break, and we'll back with... Oh, no, I'm just kidding. We're going to keep it here. I'm going to do a little switcheroo, and here we'll do highlights.
Jake, are we ready for highlights? Yes. So we'll do the first half highlights. So, we'll give you time to get that set up. 22-15 here in Lone Oak. And let's see. The good thing that Justin always talks about is who gets the ball to start the second half. And Howe's going to get the ball to start the second half. And that's a good thing for the Bulldogs. Let's start this thing. Lone Oak took the ball to start the game from the Howe 46-yard line. Howe made them turn over on downs, however, and got the football back. But Howe was unable to do anything with it on Garen Lankford's first drive at quarterback tonight. Lone Oak then took it at their own 29-yard line, forced to punt again. And then Howe took it at their own 42-yard line and drove 11 plays, 58 yards. And it took 5 minutes and 20 seconds off the clock, and it was a 14-yard touchdown run by Rattler. It in, and they took a 7-0 lead with 34 seconds remaining in the first quarter. Howe with an onside kick right after that got the football back at the 48-yard line. They drove 8 plays and the needed 48 yards and scored on Rattler's second touchdown. Seven yards on the touchdown for Antoine Rattler, his second of the night. And that took 4 minutes and 16 seconds off the clock. A 2-point conversion by Cooper Jones made it 15-0 with 8:13 left to go in the second quarter. Lone Oak then finally got on the board with a 35-yard run by Austin Jackson. That capped off a 3-play, 51-yard drive, took 47 seconds off the clock, and that made it 15-7 with 7:25 left to go in quarter number 2. Howe was forced to punt on their next possession. Lone Oak was forced on a turnover on downs at the 42-yard line. Howe took over there with 3:47 left to go in the second at their own 42-yard line. Drove 8 plays on 58 yards, and it was the third touchdown by Antoine Rattler. Five yards on the score, made it 22-7 with only 39 seconds left to go in the half. And Howe looked to be coasting into halftime with this thing with a pretty good 3-touchdown lead. But Lone Oak got it at their own 38, and they drove the field. And they go ahead. Gudgel to Hubbard for 16 yards. The big play on the drive was the pass interference on Cooper Jones. That brought the ball down to the 16-yard line. It could have been a touchdown if Jones didn't commit the pass interference, but we'll never know. It ended up being a touchdown regardless, and that capped off a 6-play, 62-yard drive and brought us our halftime score 22-15. And here we are. We're going to take a quick timeout. We'll be right back in one 30-second spot.
This is Michelle Castle with Guild Mortgage, welcoming you to Howe Bulldogs football. Guild has been delivering on the promise of home to hundreds of thousands of people just like you for over 60 years. With a big heart and a desire to serve, we're committed to making life better in our communities. This is where we live, and we're committed to building it with you.
Guild Mortgage Company, Equal Housing Opportunity Company, NMLS number 3274. Michelle Castle, NMLS number 231122. Branch address 714 North Travis Street, Sherman, Texas 75090. All loans subject to underwriter approval. Terms and conditions apply. Subject to change without notice.
Welcome back. And we're just about ready for the Tech Wave kickoff. Howe will start with the football unless Lone Oak onsides it right here, and I wouldn't be shocked at all if an onside kick's coming right here.
I'd be ready for it too. And they got 5 guys on the 50-yard line ready, kind of maybe waiting for it.
I just don't know. If you wouldn't be looking for it, I don't know why you wouldn't, because I have a feeling it's coming. So teeing it up for the Lone Oak Buffaloes will be Ohanessian. And he'll step back 5 yards. Back deep for the Bulldogs, Antoine Rattler and Cooper, I believe that's Cooper Jones. Jones on the far hash. Rattler on the near hash. Howe will be moving left to right. Ohanessian's kick is a short kick's going to bounce, be taken in need. I believe that's Tristan Williams on the far sideline, and it is. And Howe will start near their own 37-yard line to start the second half.
What we talked about in the Boulder Construction halftime show is I think you just got to keep feeding Rattler. Now, he may have, we joked he may have 40 carries by the end of the night, but I guess whatever it takes to get you.
I think he's going to be a little sore tomorrow, isn't he?
Yeah. Hopefully he's got at least he's getting an extra day of rest, being on Thursday night. And
well, without Haley, he obviously becomes your lead horse. I don't think there's any question about that. And you're going to ride your lead horse if you're going to try to get in the playoffs. Just underway here, left to right from the 38-yard line, and this is your lead horse with about a 9-yard run on first down up the right side of the offensive line. And that'll take the ball to the 47-yard line.
Two are right there between Malin Walker and Brody McCollum. Poured a little hole there for Rattler to rattle off 9 yards.
He is quick. Lone Oak nearly jumps off sides, but they don't take the bait. And Howe looks to the side. Just underway here in the second half. 22-15, Howe in the lead. 11:24 on the clock. Handoff Rattler again. Another little seam on the right side. He jitterbugs his way across the 50 to the 47-yard line and a first down from 147 to the other.
You know, one thing we haven't seen tonight, there really haven't been a lot of big plays, so I guess there's no reason to do this, but we haven't seen a lot of hurry-up offense by Howe. Usually if they have a big run or whatever, they'll hurry the line and run the next play, but there haven't been a lot of big plays tonight.
A little bit of confusion there on the play on what it is. Murphy comes into Langford and checks to see what the play is. There's still some confusion. 17 on the play clock, 10:51 on the clock. Both are rolling, obviously. And now it appears that they're okay. Two receivers bunched near the line of scrimmage, and this will be a handoff to Rattler, left side. And he is shot out of a cannon. I thought the ball might have come out, and it did. They grabbed the football, and coming up with it is the linebacker, Peyton Patterson. Rattler had a 9-yard gain near a first down, but the ball was stripped out.
I think that was Rattler trying to get some extra yardage, and they just kind of held him up and then stripped that ball out of it, grabbed it from inside, just pulled it out, and that's been Rattler's. He's done a pretty good job this year, aside from the Commerce game, hold on the ball, but right there they're able to strip it away from him.
So Lone Oak will have it at their own 38-yard line, a chance to tie it up here if they're able to score. Two receivers near side. As Gudgel will stand in the gun. He'll drop back 3 steps, looks across the middle, fires it deep down the field. No penalty, no contact. There might have been contact, but it is incomplete as Matt Hayes was in coverage on the receiver, Trey Hubbard. And it'll be second down and 10. And I thought feet might have gotten tangled up there for a moment.
I think that was just, feet tangled. So I think that's the reason they didn't call a flag. Kind of on the post pattern to was it Hubbard?
Your 3-down linemen for Howe are Tank Turner, Michael Riddle, and Ethan Mayo. Handoff up the middle. I believe that's Jackson. He'll get 2 yards to the 40, and that's it. Third down coming up. And if you're early in the game, if you were Howe, you'd wish that they would just pass on every down. And now they're starting to run a little bit, and passing is starting to pick up a little bit for them. So it's almost like a pick your poison.
They're staying pretty balanced.
Third down and 8 here. We're at the 10-minute mark. 3-step drop. Gudgel fires it left side, and that one's incomplete. It was over the head of Jones, who was in coverage. Langford was there also. The ball was intended for the receiver, Goodwin, and it's 4th down and 8, and Howe dodges a bullet right there.
Gudgel had time to throw it. Tries to get it over there to Goodwin, and Jones put his hand up. I don't think he got a hand on it, but maybe enough to kind of get in the way and obstruct the vision of Goodwin to hang on to the ball or to catch the ball. So Jones doing just enough to disrupt that catch.
Punt time for Lone Oak, and punting it away will be Gudgel, and Jones will let it bounce, and it's going to roll, and Howe's going to be backed up at their own 1-yard line.
Wow.
Oh, my goodness. So Garen Langford will have his feet about 5 yards deep in the end zone when Howe comes here on offense with 9:41 on the clock. Oh, that just no luck at all.
Well, the good news is, and again, I'm trying to be optimistic here, is that aside from Rattler's fumble, he's been able to move the ball. They have shown that they can't stop Antoine Rattler. Now, he fumbled earlier, but he's given 5, 6, 7 yards a carry. So I say you hand it off to him and let him give you some breathing room.
9:41 on the clock. Howe from their own 2-yard line. They'll give him the extra yard. And Langford's going to run it out of the end zone over the left side. And he'll make his way to maybe the 5-yard line. So a gain of 3 perhaps for the Bulldogs. The shadow of their own end zone here.
Brings up 2nd down, 7.
Yeah, Bulldogs just trying to get some breathing room here. That quarterback keeper up the middle.
Boy, that is a game. That could be a game changer. The punt that changes the field right here.
Especially if you can't convert this to a first down, you have to punt the ball. Then it flips back to them and gives Lono good field position.
Man goes in motion is Rattler. They fake it to him, and here comes near side Jones out of the Wild Dog. He's got the 10-yard line, fighting yardage. He's got the 15, a first down, a huge run by Cooper Jones.
Cooper got that snap, bounced the outside, and just pushed the pile for about 5, 6, 7 yards.
Boy, that was a monumental run there.
Yeah, they needed that first down.
13 yards for Jones, pushes them out to the 18. That was huge. If Howe's able to score on this drive, put a big star by that run by Cooper Jones to get them out of the shadow of their own end zone. He goes back to the Wild Dog situation here. 8:50 on the clock. Rattler goes in motion. Low snap, and Jones digs it out, goes over left guard, and he fights his way forward again for probably 5 yards. 4 yards to the 22.
That time he goes to the left side behind Garbrandt and Aiden Burris. Gets him about 4 yards on that carry. Looks like Langford is back at quarterback now.
Well, he goes split out wide to the right when they move to the Wild Dog package, and he's still going to do that. So staying in Wild Dog here. The big package, and Jones looking for the snap on 2nd down and 6. This time he runs to the right side, spins out of a tackle. He's got 30, 35, near the 40, and down at the 39-yard line as Jones with another big run to the 38-yard line.
And Jones doing what he does best is he likes to initiate contact and then not go down with the first hit and just kind of keep moving those legs and make you have to tackle him, make you have to bring him down. And he did that right there as he spun off a guy and then kept going and kept moving the pile and carried Buffaloes with him.
Howe moving left to right, and they're all white jerseys at the 38-yard line, 12 yards shy of midfield. 7:46 and rolling here in the third quarter. Howe leads by a touchdown, 22-15.
They may Wild Dog this thing all the way down the field.
Jones stays in the Wild Dog. 1st and 10. Rattler goes in motion, fakes it to him, running up the middle. Jones hit at the line of scrimmage. He might get 2 yards to the 40.
The time they collapsed on him, they were waiting for it.
I guess this is a way to rest Rattler a little bit, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, you're sending him in motion for the jet sweep, so he is sprinting on each play, but he's not taking the big load, so to speak, as he did have the fumble earlier, and you got to avoid that. And when you have 30 carries in a game, your odds of fumbling go up. 2nd down and 8. Wild Dog again. Jones again. Up the middle this time, 3 yards.
But yeah, you're right. That is a good way to rest Rattler, not have to have the contact. And give Jones some carry and kind of lead on this offensive line as well.
It's an interesting look, Caroline.
Yeah, I was able to run over to the House side before coming back over here. Got a chance to talk to Austin just to see how he was feeling. He said, I'm probably more nervous now not being able to get out on the field than I am when I'm actually playing.
That makes sense. It really does make sense.
I told him I'd get an Eminem blast.
Here's the Wild Dog again. Jones punishes a defender as he puts his head right in the chest on the right defensive end for maybe another couple of yards to the 48-yard line. And Jones showing some toughness right here.
How many straight carries is that now, Blizzard?
I got 7 straight.
Wow. And that takes time off the clock as well as we're down to 5:50.
You want toughness out of that kid, and he's showing it right now. And it's 4th down and 1, baby. Here's Jones. He's met in the backfield. He's not going to get it. On the Wild Dog, they went to the well one too many times. And the defense is going to have to come back out on the field.
Yeah, you gambled there. You've, as you said, you've done it too many times, and they read it, and they knew it was coming.
At some point, sorry to step on you there. At some point, Jones gets tired.
Yeah, true. And now
I would have loved to see the jet sweep on that one to Rattler because they've showed it in motion but never gave it to him and just kept Jones going forward.
Have we seen it all this season? Him get the ball in motion on a Wild Dog?
At S&S it was a 4th and 1 just like that. and he took it to the house for about 15.
So again, Lone Oak can tie it up here. They're at the Howe 46-yard line. Handoff to Jackson. No, keeping it around the left edge is Gudgel, but the ball comes out. I think Lone Oak was able to recover it.
No.
Garen Langford gets up with the football. Howe says they have it, and they do. Langford comes up with the football, and just like that, Howe gets it right back.
Ball.
Huge.
Wow.
I think during the half I said this game's going to come down to a turnover.
And we've had like 2.
And we've had 2 so far. Now it still comes down to 1 turnover.
Yeah, Gudgel got the read option, kept it himself, and I didn't see who knocked it out, but just came flying out, and Langford able to get on it.
It was Braden Ulmer in the ground who knocked it out there, and Garen Langford, right spot, right time.
So ball, here we go. At the 38-yard line, will Howe go back to the Wild Dog? It doesn't appear that they will, as Langford comes out with Daniels on his left and Rattler to his right. Backs on either side. First down, handoff Rattler, trying to find that far corner, getting a block from Daniels. Got 4 yards at least, maybe 5, to about the 43-yard line. And Rattler, again, very quick out of the backfield.
I love it when he gets that ball and just trying to get around that corner. And when he hits around that corner, he just shoots through there so quickly.
It's like he gets to the hash mark and says, oh, I can't go past this. I'm going to cut.
Yeah.
And he goes straight up the hash mark.
It gets about 5-6 yards each time.
They got 5 there. It's second down and 5 with 5:01 left to go in the third. Howe up by a touchdown. Needs to punch it in here. Ulmer is split out wide to the near side as Cooper Jones is out of the game. Snap back. Hand off to Daniels. He'll cross the 45 to the 46, maybe 7-yard line. And that will set up a 3rd and short. About a 4-yard gain for Daniels.
Maybe trying to give Daniels a little love and take a little bit of load off Rattler.
Again, Jones out of the game. Hasn't been in, I don't believe, since the Wild Dog when he was turned away. 2 backs on either side. Daniels on the left and Rattler on the right of Langford. Murphy in the slot far left. And I believe that's Huff split out wide far left. Ulmer split out wide far right. Handoff from Langford to Rattler. First down. Cross the 50 to the 48-yard line. And methodically, Howe trying to march down the field at the 4-minute mark in the third.
You've been able to keep possession of this almost this entire third quarter. And just continue to lean on this defensive line, lean on this offensive line against their defensive line, against Lone Oak's defensive line, who a lot of players play both ways here in 3 Division II. And that's going to be wearing them down at some point.
And they are taking the time off the clock. Play clock down at around 16 right now. Game clock at 3:34. Every time they take time off, they give Rattler just a little bit of rest. And this is a read option. Langford kept it up the middle, good for 5 yards, as very quickly he went behind the left guard, Aiden Burris, and center Malin Walker, and it's second down and 5 with 3:15 left to go in the third.
Well, he read the defense there and shot through that hole, and I thought he had a space for about half a second. We got tackled about his ankles.
We are at the 3-minute mark in the third. Again, a 2-back set. Daniels moves to an H-back on the left side of the offensive line, and Langford will send him in motion to the right side. Handoff Rattler. He steps and stops and cuts on a dime and gets 4 yards near a first down at the 39-yard line.
The thing about Rattler is he's not showing any signs of slowing down or being tired. I mean, he's still cutting and running quickly and still taking contact, so he's not slowing down the third quarter of the game.
Boy, it is very close to a first down here. 3rd down and 1, and it's maybe half of 1. It's very close. You got to get to the 38.5, and they're at the 38. Here's Rattler up the middle, first down. by a yard maybe to the 36-yard line, 37-yard line.
Nothing but just a handoff inside.
Seventh play of the drive coming up for Howe. This started from their own 38-yard line. 25 yards so far on the drive in 7 plays, and we're at the 155 mark here in the third quarter. Rattler and company. Langford looking, deep ball, right side. That one's almost picked off. It went through the arms of Jackson in coverage. As I think Langford thought he had a free play. Lone Oak looked as if they jumped off sides, but they did not make contact, didn't go across. And that one, thankfully for Howe, falls incomplete in and out of the arms of Jackson.
Yeah, try to get it down to Murphy, and yeah, it looked like somebody did jump, but flag was not thrown, and Bulldogs avoid one there.
We've seen that happen, recently a couple of times where Haley thought he had a free play.
Yeah.
And it didn't turn out to be that way. One was good to Cooper Jones last week, and one was not good a few weeks ago.
Well, credit to Bailey Walker, who was able to get the snap out.
Here's a handoff. Rattler, a little seam on the left side. He has it for 9, maybe 10 yards. A first down run for Rattler inside the 30 to the 27-yard line.
Getting right behind that left guard, and again, I just feel like he's running harder as the game goes on. That's going to be near a first down if it's...
I thought that one was at least a first down. No way we're getting another chain pull here.
This looks like a first down easy.
I don't even know. I mean...
We're getting a chain pull.
We're getting a chain pull.
No way. There's no way we're... Oh, my goodness. We're getting another chain pull. 2 in one game?
We haven't had one all year.
We haven't had one in all decade. It's been 6 years since Howe's made the playoffs, and I don't think we've had a chain pull during that time. And we get 2 tonight. We're just showing off in front of the Highway 69 passerbys.
So I guess they want to be certain.
Well, there's a lot riding on this.
Yeah, true.
You do want to get it right. Lone Oak had some issues with officials over here. They had a player ejected for hitting an official several weeks back, and I think it was the Commerce chapter that decided they were not going to do any more games of Lone Oak.
Really? Wow.
And so they've really had a problem getting officials, and they were calling the East Texas chapter this week trying to get officials to do the game. And Coach Bryan said, hey, do you want me to call the Dallas chapter and see if I can get them to do it? And apparently that worked out. And it's going to be short by a half yard. Used to, back in the day when they did chain pulls all the time, it was very, very, very close. It was so close that they always were within 2 or 3 or 4 inches. Now they don't do it very often, and they were off by a yard there almost.
Who was the official that did it? Blake, you probably remember. It got an index card out. And
I remember I remember it, but I don't remember who the official was.
It wasn't too long ago.
Yeah, that didn't make sense to me.
You say too long ago. I think it was like 6 or 7 years.
Gosh, is it that long?
It's been a long time.
Yeah, because they don't even pull them in the NFL anymore.
Yeah, no.
So 3rd down and 1. No wild dog. Langford sends a man in motion. That's Daniels. Handoff Rattler, right side. He's got the first down, and he's kind of catapults over a defender. And he's got enough for a first to the 23-yard line.
The way they're moving the ball, this is almost like, was it a death by 1,000 cuts? They're just kind of just little by little.
Well, let's talk about the chain pull a little bit more, because that actually served as somewhat of a timeout and a rest for Rattler. It serves in Howe's favor for sure. Not only are they able to get the first down there, but Rattler was able to rest for about 3 minutes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was a long chain pull. That wasn't a quick run them out there and measure and go back. They took quite a bit of time to deliberate about that.
Howe's taking a lot of time off this clock. We're under a minute. Handoff, Rattler, right side, look out to the 10, spinning out of a tackle to the 5. He's in. It's touchdown time in Texas. 23 yards for Rattler, his 4th touchdown of the night. and Howe goes up 28-15 with a PAT coming up. 43 seconds left to go in the third.
Got a good block by Aiden Burris, some tough running by Rattler. Rattler getting tackled almost inside the 5-yard line, kept going and able to get in for his 4th touchdown of the night.
10 plays, 62 yards on the drive. Jonathan Garcia on the PAT. It's blocked again, and Bo Stevens was trying to recover it there, but he's not able to. It lands in the arms of Trey Hubbard, and the game remains 28-15 with 43 seconds left to go in the third. We'll be right back right after this timeout.
At Grayson Cullen Electric Cooperative, GCEC, we have been around for over 80 years and are governed by 7 principles: open and voluntary membership, democratic member control, members' economic participation, autonomy and independence, education, training, and information, cooperation among cooperatives, and concern for community. One of our communities is Howe, Texas, and GCEC is proud to support the Howe Bulldogs.
You might know that State Farm agent Corey Hernandez has great service. Corey is your good neighbor after all. But did you know State Farm has surprisingly great rates too? That's right. State Farm agent Corey Hernandez is here to help you select the right protection at the right price. Corey will make sure you understand your State Farm coverages so you'll know what to expect if the unexpected happens. Call State Farm agent Corey Hernandez at 903-893-8400 or visit insurancequotetexoma.com. When you want the real deal, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Well, if you're a Howe Bulldog fan, you hope that's the back-breaking drive. It was 10 plays, 62 yards, took 4 minutes and 50 seconds off the clock. It was Rattler with his 4th touchdown of the night, went 23 yards up the middle. And Howe, with a blocked PAT, has a 28-15 lead with 43 seconds remaining in quarter number 3. That's your Hit Exterior scoring drive recap. Your Tech Wave kickoff is just about ready as Garcia and company come back out on the field. And Garcia stands at his own 30, ball teed up at the 40. Going to be kicking it away towards the south, which is left to right. The kick is a squibber, bouncing, and it's going to be taken up the middle. Matt Hayes makes the tackle at the 41-yard line on Cameron Womack, who came down with the football. No, it's not Womack. It was Ohanessian.
So Howe leads by 13. I think this is an important stand right here. You can make a stand and turn them away here, and I think that's really, you can really start to see the writing on the wall.
If you can turn them away here and go score, obviously it's going to be tough for Lone Oak. 40 seconds left to go in the third. And this will be a handoff to Jackson right side, dragging a defender for about 4 yards. And I'm not sure who the tackler was on there. Walker into the game at nose tackle. Ball at the 45. So let's see, 2nd down and 6 coming up. This is Jackson again. Walker wrestles him down hard. This is going to be a loss of maybe 1. They might take him back to the line of scrimmage.
Walker stayed home right there. The running back bounced around, but Walker stayed there with him, wrestled him down.
Cha-ching, that's the end of the third quarter. Howe up 28-15. We'll be back right after this.
Baker Air Conditioning and Heating has been in business in Howe for over 50 years. They even predate the volleyball program and the marching band. Norman Dickey was the new coach when they opened up. Baker Air Conditioning and Heating has been able to serve the good people of Howe and surrounding areas because, well, they're good people. If you've been told you need expensive repairs, get a second opinion with Baker Air Conditioning and Heating. Call 903-532-6255 or see them at 215 Denny Street. Baker Air Conditioning and Heating.
Since 2011, Scoggins Funeral Home and Crematory has walked with hundreds of families through the most overwhelming time of their lives. Their job is simple: to make this season a little easier. What you can expect is a no-pressure, people-first philosophy, custom services for memorials that you'll remember forever, and reasonable pricing. Tommy and Bobby K. Scoggins have built a reputation over the past 30 years in the funeral business for making every family feel at home. Visit ScogginsFuneralHome.com or call 903-482-5225.
28-15. Howe in the lead, trying to stand right here on 3rd down and 6. Gudgel in the gun. 4 receivers left side. Drops back 3 steps. Throws across the middle. That's going to be caught for a first down. And surging forward to the 45. And there's a flag down near where Gudgel threw the ball.
It's holding the right tackle was holding Ethan Mayo.
Yeah, Mayo was pointing back toward Lone Oak.
You know, Mayo has really stepped up in the absence of Bryce Crosby.
He really has.
You're not going to get Bryce Crosby. Obviously, Crosby is a 3-year starter, so you're not expecting Mayo to beat Bryce Crosby. But Mayo is playing well.
He's gotten a lot of pressure on Gudgel tonight. A lot.
So that'll spot it back to the 35-yard line. It'll be 3rd down and 16 for Lone Oak. 11:54 on the clock. A traditional 2-and-2 look here. 2 receivers to either side. Jackson in the backfield. Gudgel drops back 3 steps. Steps up in the pocket, fires it incomplete. Looking for his receiver, Womack, at about the 48-yard line.
He's feeling pressure from Ethan Mayo, kind of made him step up in the pocket and throw a off-balance throw to Womack. It's a good job by Mayo to credit him with a hurry.
And now it's 4th down and 16, and the punt team comes on for Lone Oak, and you have a chance here, if you're Howe, to step on their throat.
Yeah, you got a chance to put this game away with this next offensive possession.
Howe doesn't appear to be in punt block formation, but nobody's back to return this. The punt is a line drive kick, wobbly, going to bounce at the 31, take a sideways hop, and now a little bit of a hop forward to the 28-yard line. And Howe will be moving right to left from their own 28. Anybody feel okay? Let's check down with our Night Furniture sideline reporter, Caroline Sloss.
No, I'm very nervous.
You're nervous?
I am. I am. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, it's a 13-point game. You know, there's a long way to go. There's a good. Yeah. I mean, nervous is good, but.
And I'm a stranger on the sideline over here.
Yeah, I know.
Hey, I will say though, I was told that in 1970, the first year that Lone Oak had 11-man football. I'll tell you in a minute.
Yeah, they went to the bi-district championship with Howe. Here's Langford.
Okay.
He's going to run it up the right side. He runs right behind Malin Walker and actually puts his left hand on his back and kind of moves him out of the way for a 2-yard gain up to the 30. Yeah, Rick Haining and Rick R., it was my mother's graduating class. Their senior year played Lone Oak at what is now Ron Poe Stadium in McKinney for bi-district. It was the first time that Howe raised a trophy in victory.
There's a photographer on the sideline that is from here, played here, and he told me that.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he actually wrote a book about his time here and the history of Lone Oak.
Very nice. I'd love to trade phone numbers with that guy. Here's a handoff to Rattler on the right side. He's got a first down run to about the 39-yard line. Rattler just putting everybody on his back here.
I mean, just running with authority each carry he has and not letting up by any means. It moves the chains for first down, that 9-yard run.
So Howe, again, I'm sure is going to go into clock burning mode on this drive as they did the last drive. They took nearly 5 minutes off the clock a moment ago.
What's the record for most carries in a game, Monty?
I have no idea. It's probably slot T, Anthony Hawthorne type stuff. I know he had 30.
Well, Rattler's at 33 right now.
Wow. I know he had Anthony Hawthorne had 30-something, 30 or 30-something against Leonard. Here's a handoff to Rattler, right side. Still going 6 or 7 yards to the 45-yard line. 34 carries now for Rattler. Is that right?
That is correct, and over 240 yards as well.
I think the Hawthorne 30 carries against Leonard probably was the record. I can't imagine anybody running
Yeah, I was thinking Anthony probably had it, but I wasn't 100% sure.
Right now we got Bells leading Leonard in the third quarter, 49-20.
So if Howe can wrap up this last 9.5 minutes, Howe's going to punch their ticket to the playoffs. Handoff Rattler, left side this time, carrying defenders for a first down run. And now the ball's on the turf.
He fumbled.
And I think Howe recovered at the 43-yard line.
Aiden Barris recovered.
We're talking about all these yards. I can't believe he has that many yards, but it's like Justin said, he is not slowing down. He is running just as hard now as he was at the beginning of this game.
And they're going to take him out for a moment. 12-yard gain for Rattler as he is going to get a breather, and Daniels comes back in. I mean, he's carrying the load, you know, and the more you do that, the more opportunities there are to fumble. It's just a numbers game. It just happens that way.
Especially how he runs and kind of keeps going and he gives himself more opportunities for people to punch that ball out.
He runs at full speed every play. Daniels, he gets the carry right side, and he's going to surge forward inside the 40. That's a good run of about 5 to the 39-yard line.
We said Daniels, obviously not the quickest guy in the world, but he's a load to bring down.
They'll give him 4 there.
Here in the last 8.5 minutes to go, use him occasionally to be the closer.
You know, it's not an easy guy to tackle there. If you're a defender and you've been on the field almost the whole second half, you got to try to tackle a kid like that. That's not an easy thing to do.
Yeah, let him use the thump here and just keep them legs driving forward.
2 tight end set. This looks like Denison High School. Langford's going to run it right behind Daniels around the right side. He's got a first down and more down the sidelines to about the 22-yard line before he slips out of bounds. And Howe's in great shape here behind the quick running of Langford around the right end.
Langford, he has another gear he can put it in. He gets around that edge, and he about 7-8 yards downfield, he can put on the burners.
16 yards for Langford on the ground as he just took off on a dead sprint around the right edge. Howe traveling right to left, heading toward the north end zone. We're looking straight at Highway 69, and the car is going by. Howe looks to the side, trying to burn the clock. We're at 7:52, but it stopped as Langford stepped out of bounds. 1st and 10. Jones split out wide to the right. Murphy down here at the bottom, handoff. Daniels up the middle on the left side. He's got a big run to about the 14-yard line.
Boy, Daniels got a big hole. And you gotta have a pretty good sized hole for Carson Daniels to get through. He had a good sized one on that left side.
Boy, he just Barney rubbled his way down to the 13-yard line.
And like you said earlier, you've been playing 3 or 4 quarters of football, and then you got to tackle that big guy. Good luck. Have fun.
1st and 10 after the Daniels run. 7:31 on the clock. It's still moving. 18 on the play clock. They're taking their time. Howe with a 28-15 lead. As every tick goes off the clock, the odds of winning this football game go up. And Howe's working that clock. Daniels in the backfield. Handoff Daniels. Left side. Covers up the ball with both hands inside the 10-yard line to the 9. 4-yard gain for Daniels as he's just working this tired defense.
I like that. Carson, the closer, Daniels. Closing this one out.
He is a left-handed pitcher. You can call him the closer.
And making sure he holds on to that ball, too. Make sure it didn't get jarred loose.
6:44.
And Howe's taking their time here. Listen.
They're
Rightfully
just trying
so.
to milk this thing, punch it in the end zone, and give Lone Oak maybe one chance. But you got to hang on to the football, and you need to score here. Langford in the gun from the 9-yard line. He's going to keep it himself around the right edge. Tries to make a move on the corner. Can't do it. He's brought down for a yard loss, maybe 2. Back to the 11-yard line. But time keeps on slipping off this clock.
Good containment by the defense there for Lone Oak. Didn't over pursue and got good angles, able to get Langford down for a minimal gain.
3rd and 8 now for the Bulldogs as Huff comes in. The big package of the 2 tight end set goes off, and Huff comes in at wide receiver and Rattler comes in at the tailback position. So it'll be your normal look when Haley is healthy, with Jones split out wide to the right, with Huff and Murphy on the near side. No Ulmer, as it's Daniel still in the backfield as an H-back. Handoff, big hole on the right side for Rattler. Spins down, still fighting inside the 5, and he's going to be turned away right before the first down marker, right at the 5-yard line. I think he needed to get to the 4 for the first, but it's going to be a 4th and 2.
So decision time here, I guess I'd say punch it in. Go for it, obviously, on 4th down.
Yeah, I think you need to run the wild dog here, though.
Howe is 50% on 4th down conversions this year coming into it. Obviously, they did not convert one earlier in the game.
I think they're going to call a timeout, let this go down.
4:51 on the clock, play clock at 3, 2, 1, and the timeout's going to be called there. We're going to take 1-2. We'll be right back right after this.
I'm attorney Micah Belden, an old school black and white Howe Bulldog. In criminal defense, you need someone who fights like a bulldog. Call me now if you've been investigated, arrested, or charged with a crime in North Texas. My number is 903-744-4252. We'll set up a free consultation. You will find out that I'm rough, tough, and I can't get enough. I'm board certified in criminal law by the Texas Board of Legal Specialization, Principal Office, Sherman, Texas. Visit my website at shermancriminallawyer.com.
Buying and or selling your next home or property should be an enjoyable experience. At Texoma Land and Home Team, our commitment to the personal relationship of each transaction ensures communication you expect, while assuring that we'll be here the next time you need us. We're not a big box real estate company by design. This freedom allows us to be fully at your service. Texoma Land and Home Team, Renee Nichols Broker, 903-818-1645. Texoma Land and Home Team, for all your real estate needs, 903-818-1645.
Hey, Caroline, do you recognize that song?
Yeah, and I was wondering, I haven't heard that as my intro this season. I miss it. Never thought. You better.
Well, the band was playing Sweet Caroline.
Yeah, Hal played it too.
Yeah, pretty good job there. Yeah, we haven't done the Sweet Caroline. We I think earlier in the season you said, nah, you can do without it. So we kind of we left it. So here is Howe trying to punch it in, and for the 5th time tonight, Rattler takes it in. And Howe goes up 34-15 as Rattler has carried Howe apparently into the playoffs in the final game in 2022.
What we talked about off air is whether or not you go to Cooper Jones, the wild dog. I was thinking you could give it to Rattler and just continue to go back to the well with him. And Rattler basically untouched up the middle for his 5th touchdown of the night.
Howe going for 2 with Langford in the gun. Rattler to his right. Handoff, Rattler left side at the 1-yard line. He went down a little funny, but he's getting up okay. Not getting in at the 1-yard line, and the game will remain 34-15. 4:43 on the clock. Left to go in the game. We'll be right back.
Buying and or selling your next home or property should be an enjoyable experience. At Texoma Land and Home Team, our commitment to the personal relationship of each transaction ensures communication you expect, while assuring that we'll be here the next time you need us. We're not a big box real estate company by design. This freedom allows us to be fully at your service. Texoma Land and Home Team, Renee Nichols Broker, 903-818-1645. Texoma Land and Home Team, for all your real estate needs, 903-818-1645.
Baker Air Conditioning and Heating has been in business in Howe for over 50 years. They even predate the volleyball program and the marching band. Norman Dickey was the new coach when they opened up. Baker Air Conditioning and Heating has been able to serve the good people of Howe and surrounding areas because, well, they're good people. If you've been told you need expensive repairs, get a second opinion with Baker Air Conditioning and Heating. Call 903-532-6255 or see them at 215 Denny Street. Baker Air Conditioning and Heating.
Your hit exterior scoring drive recap. Grab your socks and pull on this one. 11 plays, 62 yards, nearly 7 minutes off the clock.
Wow.
Howe just did a masterful job of working the field and working the clock. They punch it in on Rattler's 5th touchdown of the night to make it 34-15. That's your Hit Exterior scoring drive recap. Here's your Tech Wave kickoff. Bounding, lands in the arms of an up man, trying to squirt free is believe on the reception is Ohanesean, and he is going to be down at the 37-yard line. And Lone Oak is going to have to try some last-ditch effort, kind of crazy stuff here, down 34-15.
Yeah, I think Howe smells blood in the water here. Tastes blood in the water here for this one, because they have put it away over that touchdown, 34-15. They get a defensive stand. This game is over.
4:36 on the clock. The 7-minute drive just broke the back
Man, that is.
of the Buffaloes. Skinned them.
One of those things, you know what's coming, you just couldn't stop it.
It was a heavy dose of Antoine Rattler. Snap back, swing out, pass near side. Ohanesean makes the catch, hit it down the right hash. They're going to be brought down by Matt Hayes at the 45-yard line. Not enough for a first, but a gain of about 7.
You got to think here in Lone Oak's going to be in hurry-up mode. They try to get back to the line of scrimmage after that 8-yard catch and run.
Gudgel into the gun at the 4-minute mark. He steps up. 4:05, 4:04. Claps, now he wants it. 3-step drop, looking across the middle, hammering it deep down. This could be picked off, but it's out of bounds. Langford had a beat on it, and he was the closest one, but the pass was not good enough for Langford to get to it, or he would have picked it off. And with 3:55 on the clock, it stops, and it's 3rd down and 2 for the Buffaloes. And they appear to be heading to 0-10, and we know how that feels.
I know. That's not a good feeling, but
I'm glad those days are over.
Yeah, we all are. 3rd down and 2, 3:55 left to go in the game. And the handoff up the middle is Jackson for the first down at midfield. They'll play a little bit longer on offense.
I'm just glad that Howe was able to break that losing streak the first game of the season. Got the money off the back, right off the bat, and then able to worry about just winning games.
All toes were on the ground that night, right?
They were. And it was a hard-fought win against Honey Grove. Honey Grove was no slouch.
No, they're a good football team. Gudgel drops back 3 steps. Looking left, fires, and that one, I believe, is caught. Jones in coverage, and that one is caught.
Guys,
Cameron Momack. Go ahead.
Talking about the, being the 0-10 team, and I think it is starting to kind of set in on these guys that maybe the writing's on the wall.
Here is Gudgel firing it middle of the field. That was almost picked off, in and out of the hands. Is that Ulmer?
No, that was Colin Murphy.
Oh, yep. Murphy it was in the Murphy zone. It was all over the Murphy zone.
But you do feel for these guys, especially these seniors. I was seeing as they come into the huddle, kind of patting each other on the back, and that realization setting in.
Friday night is a special thing, and you don't understand it unless you've been in it. And it's all about the buddies in the room. And here's a flag and whistles before this gets underway. Those guys on Lone Oak, you do feel for them because you don't get it all the time. That feeling that you get before a football game, that anxiety and that nervous energy and the adrenaline and all of that surrounded with your buddies. It's a special feeling in that locker room, and you don't get it every Friday night. Once it's done, it's done. You'll get that feeling, but you don't get it every Friday night. You get it when you get married. You get it when you have your first child or your child is born, but you don't get it every Friday night. It's hard. Here's a screen set up, and that's going to be a pass that's caught in a big run. Finally tackled. It's going to be close to a first down, as on the reception was Peyton Patterson. And that'll set up a 3rd and short or a 1st and 10. They're going to go ahead and move the sticks as the ball will be sent at the 27-yard line. But that's what makes high school football so special. The Friday night lights, the crowd, this many people don't. I'm sorry, I love basketball and I love baseball. Mm-hmm. Those are I mean, I love, but you don't get the band showing up. You don't get this many people in the stands. Here's a Gudgel going to keep it himself for a yard or two.
Especially like in small towns like this, like a Lone Oak or a Howe, where everybody comes out. What's the cliche? Everybody comes to the game. If you want to commit a crime back in town, you can do it when everybody's at the football game because there's nobody there.
Especially in a one high school football town, because that's where it's still special. Mm-hmm. You don't get this in Frisco anymore. And here's Gudgel dropping back 3 steps, hammering down towards the end zone up, and that's going to be almost picked off. And now a little shove and a late flag and some frustration on Lone Oak as Garen Langford got shoved by Preston Jackson. And I believe that's going to be a personal foul against Jackson, and he comes to the sidelines.
What's interesting, both of them were kind of pushing and shoving, but Jackson was the one who got called for it.
When the ball came down, it looked like Langford said something to him, and then in retaliation, Jackson shoved him, and that's when the flags came out.
Unless they make these offsetting for some reason, but I don't think so.
Oh, yeah, Garen definitely was talking to him.
He baited him in, huh?
He took the bait. Hey.
So there's 2:11 left to go in the game, and again, the high school football thing is it's so special, and they're going to back this one up. Lone Oak's going to be backed up on the 15-yard penalty. Walker back into the game, trying to cash in right here on some maybe some late tackles. But
the good thing about this with this Howe team is they'll get to enjoy that camaraderie, that atmosphere for at least one more week.
How much does this town need a playoff game? After the 0-22 and the kids going into the high school, and for the past 2 years, the kids in high school talking, saying that you're terrible, and all those nasty things that they can say to the football players. And you don't have to hear that anymore. And here's a swing pass that's going to be caught back to the 50-yard line. Walker trying to make a tackle back there, and he finally gets out of that tackle, but it's a big loss back to the 47-yard line.
You think about that, coming back to the long losing streak, and then make the playoffs after going 0-10 2 straight seasons. If Lance Bryan is not the coach of the year in this district, it's a travesty. No disrespect to Dale West over at Bells, and then was it Coach Feist over at Gunner?
Yeah, Fazell
over at Funner.
Yeah.
I mean, those guys are good coaches, but Coach Bryan to come in here and turn this thing around, and not only get the wins, but also put them into the playoffs.
Huge.
Got to be coach of the year.
Huge
in the district.
1:20 on the clock. And now I think we got a delay of game here against Lone Oak, or did they call a timeout? We're going to keep it here. How are we doing on spots there? We okay? Kind of okay?
Pretty good.
So, next week we go into the playoffs, and we want to thank all of our sponsors for being with us all season long. The good thing is there's another week, and we have promised all of our sponsors that they don't have to pay in the playoffs. It's a bonus, It's always a bonus, and it's fun. The bad news is our broadcasters don't get paid for playoffs because our sponsors aren't paying for playoffs. So I hate to drop the bomb on you guys, because this is the first time we've done a playoff game. And
kaboom!
Sorry guys, but we can all ride with me. There's room in the back of the Jeep. You don't have to drive.
That's your payment. You don't get no gas. You don't have to spend your gas.
Maybe I can buy dinner or something. We'll see.
Team dinner.
Yeah. Sorry, guys and girls. Caroline, she may not go next week. I don't know.
Caroline's like, all of a sudden I'm busy.
Nash is doing something. 1:16 on the clock as we come out of the timeout.
And Palmer is the first round opponent, correct?
That is the first round opponent. That's a very tough draw. Here's a under pressure and sacked in the backfield going down. Ethan Mayo gets his sack. He gets up and flexes his muscles as it was 4th and 35, and Howe will take over, and it appears like it's a couple of victory formations on this one.
Ethan Mayo causing pressure all night, finally gets the game-ending sack there. Good for that kid tonight.
Mayo with a huge game. So happy for him as he has really stepped it up.
He really has for Crosby, who went down, so really done a good job stepping in.
You know, Mayo's one of those kids, he's always been kind of in the shadows of everyone else. He's never, been the starter perhaps. He's never been, just the big playmaker. Going back to Pee Wee, he's just, never been, the lead dog. But he's getting that chance right now, and boy, is he making the most of it.
You see some of the Bulldog players kind of tapping each other on the helmet and giving hugs. It's all Ulmer and Colin Murphy embracing, and they could feel it. That they're about to be back in the playoffs for the first time since 2016.
Snap back, and Langford takes a knee. That's one. It's been since the Mineola game in 2016 when it was Tyler Grisham and company and the slot T and Dale West, and everybody was running the football, and Howe took Mineola down to the wire. That was the last playoff football game for Howe. And it seems like so long ago. And so much has happened in between now and then. But here they are, 39 seconds and one victory formation snap away from making the playoffs. Walker's snap goes back to Langford. He takes a knee, and with that, Howe, your Bulldogs are in the playoffs for the first time since 2016. And they all jump all over each other. What a moment from 0-10 to watch us win and jump into the playoffs. The Howe Bulldogs are headed to the playoffs for the first time in 6 years. How about that?
What a turnaround. What a turnaround for this team. To go from 0-10 the last two seasons to now they'll finish 6-4 on the season and go to the playoffs. They win 34-15. We'll take a break right quick, and then we'll come back with make sure we get the right post-game show. Texoma Land and Home Team post-game show. We'll be back here in just a couple minutes.
Austin Haley's coming to the sidelines.
Oh no, let's hope Haley's okay. Caroline, can you get the mic in there?
Coach, I'm starving. I can't keep going.
But you're the starting quarterback.
Coach, I can't help it. I need something quick.
Hang on. Doreen, quick. Go to Sonic, get a burger, tots, and a shake.
Make it an M&M blast.
Doreen, make that an M&M blast. Large.
Coach, I'm sorry, but Sonic of Howe is where you get great food and big smiles. It's not just good.
I know, it's Sonic good. Hang on, Doreen, bring me some onion rings. Those things really bring the hammer down.
Hello, this is Rosie the Skunk for Atmos Energy. You might think I make a bad smell, but it's nothing compared to the rotten egg smell of a gas leak, because that could be dangerous. If you think you smell, see, or hear signs of a leak, don't do anything that might cause a spark. Leave immediately. Then call 911 and Atmos Energy. There's no gray area here. When dealing with gas leaks, it's black and white. For more information, visit atmosenergy.com/gas safety.
Buying and or selling your next home or property should be an enjoyable experience. At Texoma Land and Home Team, our commitment to the personal relationship of each transaction ensures communication you expect, while assuring that we'll be here the next time you need us. We're not a big box real estate company by design. This freedom allows us to be fully at your service. Texoma Land and Home Team, Renee Nichols Broker, 903-818-1645. Texoma Land and Home Team, for all your real estate needs, 903-818-1645.
You're listening to the Texas Land and Home Realty Team post-game show. Now let's go back to the stadium with Caroline Slauson, Justin White, Jake Roberts, and Blake Burnett.
All right, welcome back here to Lone Oak, Texas. I believe this is Buffalo Stadium. Is that right?
I think that's right.
Yeah, Buffalo Stadium. This is the Texoma Land and Home Team post-game show. I'm Justin White alongside Jake Roberts, Blake the Blizzard Burnett. Caroline Slauson is down on the field along with Monty Walker, and they'll I don't know if Carolina will be able to get an interview with being that far away. We'll see how that comes. But Bulldogs win tonight 34-15 and punch their ticket to the playoffs for the first time since 2016. They will go to the playoffs. Their next opponent will be Palmer.
Undefeated Palmer.
Palmer, who is ranked in the top 10 in Class 3 in Division 2. And Howe is going to have their hands full next week. But let's celebrate this one right here. Celebrate the playoffs. You're the 4th seed in the playoffs. And celebrate the win tonight, and then worry about that here the next day or so. It looked kind of the first half.
Really late in the second quarter when Lone Oak.
That's exactly what you said was going to happen.
Yeah, I said in the first half it'd be punch for punch, and then Howe has to step on their throat in the third quarter.
And I wondered if there's going to be Monty had talked about off air was a turnover may be the difference in this game, and then Rattler fumbled the ball. And then I think
Gudgel fumbled.
Gudgel fumbled, and luckily those ended up not hurting Howe.
Well, I'll come get you later. Oh! Dang it.
What happened?
I was trying to get y'all. He's going back to see his family, and then he's going to come back. I'm trying to get Garen as well.
Yeah, and you need to get Rattler as well, too, if possible. I know he's already done one, but he has never had a game like tonight.
Can you give me his stats?
He had 37 carries for 266 yards and 5 touchdowns.
Tell me again, 37 carries,
266 yards and 5 touchdowns.
He's, okay.
How many is that? That's 37 divided by 266. That's, 266 divided by 37. That's 7.2 yards a carry.
And that's basically what he felt like he got every run was 7 yards.
Right. That seems fair.
This is almost, talking about the slot T back in 2016.
Stats are similar because Howe had 0 passing yards tonight.
Yeah, it was the shotgun version of the slot T. They just gave it to Rattler.
How many passes did they even throw? Like 2 or 3 maybe?
There was 3 attempted passes, yeah. And let me see something.
Tonight, 3 attempted passes?
Yeah, 3 attempted tonight. Yeah.
I think it's obvious, I'm being Captain Obvious here, but you're not going to be able to do that against Palmer.
I wouldn't think so.
You're not going to be able to do that. You're going to have to get a little bit more creative. I did say at the game, you've got playmakers to do it, so it's not just one guy you can rely on with Rattler. You have Cooper Jones. You got Braden Ulmer. You have other guys that can contribute.
And I don't think Austin's been officially ruled out.
No, I don't think so either.
And it was 411 yards total for the Bulldogs on the ground tonight.
I guess Cooper had the remaining of those.
Cooper had 58, Garen had 58, and Carson had 29.
Well, you look at their totals they have for the season. They come in averaging 195 yards a carry or a game, and 178 passing, total of 373. They're pretty balanced offensively.
Also, Caroline, if you could get anyone, all the players that were on the teams the past couple years to say at least one word or something, that'd be pretty neat.
Yeah, to see how far they've come from.
Yeah, because they've been a part of it just as much, or they've been a part of it more than we have. So.
Yeah, this is exciting for everyone.
Very exciting.
Yeah. It was a really cool moment when the final horn blew and they all jumped on each other at the 50-yard line.
Especially when they got that last 4th down and they knew. It was obvious, but they knew.
Yeah, they knew.
We pulled this out. We withstood the punches, and we're pulling this out, and we're going to make the playoffs.
And give credit to Lone Oak tonight for coming in and putting up a fight. Lone
Oak was ready.
They were ready, and they played hard in the first half. And then when Gudgel fumbled, it was like all the wind just went away for them.
You think about it, too. They got that touchdown at the very end of the first half.
Yeah, they were clawing and scratching and trying to get in the game, and they got in the game with that touchdown. Then they got the 2-point conversion.
Well, they were down 15-0 at the beginning of the game.
Yeah, and they clawed back to make it
back into it, yeah.
A 7-point game before half. So give credit to those guys. I know it's their last game of the year. We wish the best to them in their future endeavors.
Gunter has defeated Blue Ridge 49-0.
No surprises.
And then, if the score's accurate, it's probably not, but it was 49-20 in the third quarter, but I think it's got to be moved on since then.
So the district standings will go as said. Gunner will be the district champion, undefeated, ranked number 1 in the state. No surprises there. Bales will get the 2 seed in the district, and then Blue Ridge with the win last week over Howe gives them the 3 seed, and Howe will be the 4 seed in the district, taking on the number 1 seed in Palmer. But on the bright side, if you beat Palmer, it gets easier, right?
Who's after
that?
that?
Is true.
If Howe beats Palmer next week, it only gets easier.
Who they play?
I have not looked at the bracket to tell you that.
Well, I mean, that's just kind of common sense.
Yeah, it wouldn't be a 1 seed, so it'd be a 2 or a 3.
So, I mean, better, regardless.
And then you wouldn't face anyone from your district till round 3. And that's when, if Howe made it to round 3, they would face the good old Gunner Tigers.
And I hate to play woulda, coulda, shoulda, but I mean, gosh, you just wish you would have had won that game last week against Blue Ridge. Okay. I mean, to get that 3rd seed, and then you'd be playing probably Scurry.
You'd play Scurry, yeah. So Scurry will be playing Blue Ridge, and Howe and Palmer, and they had one team that I don't know. They had a weird ruling on one team in their district, so I don't know the full standings by looking at them, because they had to forfeit a few games, but it doesn't tell you which games those were yet. So
where even is Palmer?
It's down.
It's before you get to Ennis, if you know Interstate 45.
Okay. Yeah, it's going south on 45.
Yeah. So locations we have not been told. We have no idea. Me and Justin were talking earlier off air. We're looking like we believe Mesquite or Forney area would be most likely.
Do you think Roy City by any chance? Is that too far east?
I like the Roy City Stadium, but I feel like it's going to be locked up for someone already.
Yeah. I would have thought Mesquite would be locked up.
Mesquite's probably, but the 5A and 6A teams have to have a home game now for the first round.
That's right.
That makes a difference. And if Mesquite's in the playoffs, that takes that away too.
So, and let's see, is Caroline?
I don't see her.
I see her right there. Can't hear you. Can you hear us? Come closer. I see you, but.
Oh, she's trying to talk to Carson.
It's not working. Hey, is Caroline on? Is there nothing?
She's on.
Okay. And can't hear nothing. We can't hear Caroline.
Hey guys.
Yeah.
Oh. I just got to turn on the victory line.
Oh,
everybody.
yeah, that's what we went. Yeah, Blizzard. Yeah, we want Blizzard to turn on victory line. Blizzard's not going to be with us probably next year, so
yeah,
his time is limited, so he gets a chance to turn on that victory
It's
light.
exciting to get to turn it on, especially when they clinch the playoffs tonight.
Yeah, so that's cool. The victory light has been lit up.
So if you're in the town of Howe tonight, you drive by there and see it. It's all lit up.
So we can't get Caroline. I guess the microphone is not reaching, even though she was at about the 50-yard line.
Yeah,
near these hash marks, but it wasn't reaching. So, do you want to do stats real quick?
Yeah, we can do stats real fast. What a game tonight. 34-15, your Howe Bulldogs are on top of the Lone Oak Buffaloes. Howe did not complete a pass tonight, but 411 yards rushing on the ground. Led by Antoine Radler, 37 carries, 266 yards, and 5 touchdowns. Garen Linkford had 14 carries for 58 yards. Carson Daniels, 5 carries for 29 yards. Cooper Jones, 11 carries for 58 yards. And Cooper Jones had a 2-point conversion. Howe on defense, there wasn't a lot of tackles tonight by Howe, but because Lone Oak was trying to throw the ball a lot and a lot of incomplete passes. But they were led on defense tonight by Ethan Mayo and Matt Hayes. Mayo had a sack and a pass breakup along with 6 tackles. Matt Hayes also had 6 tackles. Bo Stevens 4, Carson Daniels 3, Braden Ulmer 3. Braden Ulmer forced a fumble. Cooper Jones 3 tackles. Tank Turner 2, Michael Riddle 2, Malin Walker 3, Tristan Williams 4, Garen Linkford 3, and Garen recovered a fumble. That's your Howe Bulldogs stats tonight. Winners 34-15 over Lone Oak. Now we'll jump into Lone Oak stats. Adrian Gudgel, the senior quarterback for Lone Oak, 11 of 27 passing, 139 yards and a touchdown. Running the ball, Austin Jackson, 9 carries for 69 yards and a touchdown. Adrian Gudgel had 5 carries for 27 yards, and he did have a fumble. Trey Hubbard, their big play receiver, 4 catches for 65 yards and a touchdown. Cameron Womack, 2 catches for 16 yards. Luke O'Honnison, 3 catches for 31 yards. And Reese Goodwin, 2 catches for 21. And Peyton Patterson, 1 catch for 15 yards. Lone Oak did have a lot of tackles tonight because Howe ran the ball all night. They were led by middle linebacker Peyton Patterson, 10 tackles, a forced fumble, and he recovered it. Austin Jackson, 8 tackles. Luke O'Honnison, 8 tackles. Aiden Holder, 9. Vance Zulani, 6. Cameron Womack, 6. Trey Hubbard, 6. Corbin Smith, 4. Kason McBride, 5. John Williams, 1. Adrian Gudgel, 3. Corbin Johnson, 4. And Bryce Froggy, 3 tackles. That's all the stats for the Lone Oak Buffaloes.
All right, do we want to do highlights?
We're going to recap the game here. Got a big hug down there. You can see the Twitter feed, and there's a picture posted, selfie. Got some more with some of the guys. Got a big hug. You know, Ethan Mayo had a great game. Got to talk to Bryce Crosby. Got a hug from him. He was in tears and be going to the playoffs. I know he's not playing, but he was so excited, and he was talking about the play of Ethan Mayo and really excited about that. And we got to talk to Austin Haley, and he was excited, and I gave a big hug to Garen Langford because he had an outstanding game tonight.
You know, we talked about while you were down there it's been since 2016 when they had the slot T days. This game was almost like a slot T offense.
It really was,
because there was no pass yards. It was mainly running the ball.
That might make the article, Justin White. That's a good. That might make the game recap Monday article.
All right.
Hey, so let's recap this. Lone Oak started with the football and to start this game from their Howe 46-yard line, but turned it over on downs. Howe had to punt on their first possession. Lone Oak was forced to punt on their second possession. Things started moving just a little bit at the 5:54 mark when Howe took it from their own 42-yard line, drove the field, 11 plays, 58 yards, and scored on a 14-yard run by Antoine Rattler, his first of 5 tonight. Rattler punches it in to give Howe an early 7-0 lead with 34 seconds left to go in the first quarter. Howe with an onside kick, then got it at their 48-yard line of Lone Oak, drove into the second quarter. 8 plays, 48 yards, took 4 minutes and 16 seconds off the clock, and scored on a 7-yard run by guess who? Antoine Rattler. Jones punched a 2-point conversion in to make it 15-0. 8:13 left to go in the second. Lone Oak then took the ball with 8:12, and they took it at their own 49-yard line. It took only 3 plays to score, and it was a 35-yard run by Austin Jackson. Three plays, 51 yards on the drive, took only 47 seconds off the clock. The PAT made it 15-7 with 7:25 left to go in the second quarter. Howe was forced to punt, and we all got nervous at that point. But the defense stood up and turned away Lone Oak at the 42-yard line. That gave Howe pretty good field position at their own 42. They drove 8 plays, 58 yards, took 3 minutes and 8 seconds off the clock, and it was a 5-yard run by Rattler again. (22-7) the score with 39 seconds left to go before the half, and everybody felt really good again. Ruh-roh, because Lone Oak took it at their own 38 and only 6 plays later found the end zone. It's 16 yards on the pass and catch that brought us to 22-15, our halftime score. And everybody was a little nervous. It was a 7-point game at the half, but Howe took it out of the half, and everybody got more nervous because Howe did not score to begin the second half. It was a fumble by Rattler, which gave Lone Oak the ball. But again, the defense stood up for Howe, forcing a punt to give Howe the ball back at their own 2-yard line. And a big run by Cooper Jones got the ball out of the shadow of the end zone, but Howe eventually was forced to turn the ball over on downs. Lone Oak took it. One play later, they fumbled. And then Howe, with the 5:34 mark, took it at their own 38-yard line and drove a back-breaking 10-play, 62-yard drive that took 4 minutes and 50 seconds off the clock. And it was once again a big run by Rattler. Get off me. That's what he said right there. And that made it 28-15 with 43 seconds left to go in the third period. Lone Oak took the ball and were forced to punt. Howe decided they were going to end this thing when they took it at their own 28-yard line, went 11 plays, 62 yards, and took nearly 7 minutes off the clock. And it was capped off by Rattler's 5th touchdown of the game from the 5-yard line. And that made it 34-15, left 4:43 on the clock. Lone Oak was unable to do anything with it. Howe they stepped back and went into victory formation and are leaping into the playoffs. It was a pretty good moment, as it's it almost brings tears to your eyes when you see your son leaping into the arms of his teammates, and what a moment that was, not only for the Howe Bulldogs but also for a teary-eyed broadcaster up here.
Guys, I was able to get some quotes from all the people we wanted to talk to. First off, Carson, I asked him, I said, it's being a part of that 0-22 team, and here you are going to the playoffs. How does that feel? He said that the offseason just did so much for them, that Coach Brian coming in really changed the way of the locker room and the thought process, and that when I asked him, then, if I would have asked you 2 years ago, would you be going to the playoffs your senior year, he would have said no way. Same thing as Cooper Jones, who's also been on the varsity since he was a freshman. He said it's crazy to think that we are 6-4 going into playoffs. He says we all play as a team, and that really helps us out. I talked to Garen about being his first start as a varsity player. He said he was nervous, but after he got that first snap, he was good. He said, I fumbled, so what else could go wrong? And I, of course, was able to talk to Coach Brian. I said, you've taken an 0-22 team and you made them a playoff team, you and this coaching staff. And he said that the coaches get too much credit sometimes. He said that these are the same kids that were here in years past, and they bought into what we were doing, and they deserve a lot of credit. I told him Antoine's Rattler's
unofficially
his stats.
Yeah, unofficially a stat.
No, okay. Well, I told him about that, and I said, "What can you say about him?" He just said, "He's the dude."
He is the dude. He certainly was tonight.
He was the dude tonight for sure.
Yeah, he. I also wanted to say that we're over here on the Lone Oak side, and they have a welded out letters LOHS that has propane coming out of them. And they have lit them up, so the LOHS is lit up, and it's a very cool scene. Seniors are over there taking pictures in front of it, and just like we had mentioned, we have definitely been in this spot as Howe, and it's sad when you just hate to see these kids, and a lot of tears over here, and hate it has to end for them like this.
They don't want to take their jerseys off. They're still in full jerseys over here, and I tell you what, it's just there's something special about Texas high school football. We here all know it, or we wouldn't be here.
Mm-hmm.
And you just don't want to take the pads off at the end. I was fortunate enough to play in 16 home games at Bulldog Stadium. That's a lot. That's about 90% more than anybody else got to play. And it's a special thing to be able to play on that field. And you look at Carson Daniels, who played 18. You look at Austin Haley, who played 19 games on that field. And, some of the others like, Tyler Grisham and some of those guys that played 4 years, they played 20 games on that home field. And it is a camaraderie not only between teammates, but as we saw last week between Austin Haley and Chase Fontaine and Jay Skipworth, it's a legacy not only within a team but also in an organization and then through the whole program that it's 85 years old. It dates back to 1935 and that stadium. Everybody that's ever played a home game at Bulldog Stadium or played a home game for Howe played at Bulldog Stadium. There's a connection, and you don't get that in other sports. And I hate that for other sports because I love the other sports, but there's something about this thing. It's special. And I feel for the Lone Oak kids down there because they're spending the last moments that they'll ever spend in a high school football uniform ever. In baseball, you can play rec ball and softball, and you can do all that the rest of your life. You can play pickup basketball the rest of your life. These kids will never put on uniforms. Most of them will never put on uniforms ever again, and this is it. Under the lights with a big crowd and the band, and that's when the finality of that is so harsh,
and it almost
so real.
It almost doesn't hit you until the end. I guess you think about it throughout the year, but until the end when the final buzzer sounds and you realize it's all over. This is it. And like you said, you can go play other sports. Pick up basketball and softball and whatever, baseball, but you can't go play football just anywhere.
Well, this has been the Texoma Land and Home Team Real post-game show. I never get that right. Texoma Land and Home Team Realty post-game show. Goodness, did I get it wrong again? I think I got it right. Anyway, I'm going to give them another plug. Texoma Land and Home Team post-game show. There we go. It's week 10. Did I finally get it right? Hey, so next week we don't know when and where, but we're going to do the Palmer and Howe playoff game. Wherever it may be, we assume it'll be somewhere in the Metroplex because Palmer, much like Howe, they're the same type of town. It's almost the exact same type of town. They're just on the south side of Dallas, and we're on the north side of Dallas. The populations are just about the same. The socioeconomics are about the same. I've done a study on the sales tax of both towns, and they're all everything about those two towns are about the same, and it's rather strange, but they will face each other next week at a time and place to be determined, and we will be there, and we will make sure you get to hear every snap.
I want to say something about the playoffs, though. All you want is a chance to get into the tournament and just have a chance. Now you're probably not going to be favored against the state-ranked.
No way,
Palmer. But all you want to do is get in there, get into the tournament, and see what you can do. See if you give a chance to maybe come up with an upset.
So you're saying madness is possible?
Yeah, it is possible.
It is. You just have to get in.
Yeah,
and they are in.
Yeah, get in.
Hey, I tell you what. Before the season, Howe came into the season with back-to-back 0-10 seasons and with a 22-game losing streak. And if anyone told anybody that they're going to be 6-4 and going into the playoffs, there's not a soul that would have been disappointed with that.
You're not wrong. Everyone's happy with this season.
And could they be the third seed? And could they have beaten Blue Ridge? And could it? But this is the first year under new leadership, and I think everybody's happy.
I agree. Everyone's happy.
So with that, I think we've done everything right. Stats, we're good.
We're good.
We're good. We're going to call it a night. We're going to leap into the playoffs, and I tell you what, it's been a fun ride. So when we know, we'll let you know where it's going to be. For everyone who's been a part of this one, including the Blizzard, who turned on the victory light tonight, Blake Burnett. For Jake Roberts, our engineer. For Justin White, our color analyst. For Caroline Slauson, the Night Furniture Sideline reporter. I am Monty Walker. We'll see you next week. So long, everybody.
You've been listening to the Texas Land and Home Realty Team post-game show. Howe Bulldogs football is a product of Studio 42. The full replay of the game will be available within minutes on this same link on YouTube and HoweEnterprise.com. Howe Bulldogs football is brought to you by Scoggins Funeral Home, Baker Air Conditioning and Heating, Independent Financial, GC Easy, Sonic of Howe, Also brought to you by Michelle Castle Guild Mortgage, Atmos Energy, Corey Hernandez State Farm, Rapid Electric, Brother Plumber, Attorney Micah Belden. Also brought to you by Howe Athletic Booster Club, Linda Hamill Insurance, Michelle Carney Photography, Hit Exteriors LLC, TechWave, Night Furniture, Bullard Construction. Also brought to you by All In Custom Gutters and Christmas Lights, Texoma Land and Home Realty Team,
Don's Smokehouse, Goodfellas Barbershop.
Turn out the lights. The party's over. They say that all.